Some scenes may not be appropriate for younger audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Alright. And we're live and everyone's cameras are off. Let me fix that.
Not mine. Or is it that what it's showing on the stream?
Oh no, I got it. My camera was off.
Hey, I'm actually turning my camera on today. We're gonna see how long that lasts before I get annoyed.
Oh my god. Amazing. And yes, I changed my shirt because I got soap all over it. My fucking spout is way too strong for its own good.
How did you get soap all over your shirt?
I pressed the soap thing and instead of going into my awaiting hand, it like spurted out. Kind of like when you don't masturbate for a week, you know what I mean?
Title of your sex
I don't
tape.
have this problem.
Well, that must be nice. Gotten that shit in my eye.
I don't know, like,
So
I take that over
exactly are
bleeding
you,
every
Anyways, this is why we have a disclaimer on this channel. Anyways.
Thank you, everyone.
It's like 30% Isaac, 40% me, and then the remaining 30% for everyone else.
Oh. I think I deserve more than the credit than that. Thank you very much. But anyways, everybody, welcome back to Scroll for Initiative, the web show where you get to watch me be mediocre at trying to create a world out of my ass. So, last week we had an interesting session. Would anybody like to recap for us? For that sweet, sweet point of inspiration?
I mean, the inspiration would be handy, but I don't remember exactly everything that happened.
Okay, if you don't.
I mean, not much happened. It's
finished
not that
shop-
hard to recap.
We finished shopping, we were traveling some more, we got ambushed by winter wolves. One of them got, like, burnt to a crisp and turned into dinner, and the other two, we got two very nice winter wolf blankets. And then we found a particular hillside cave, mountainside cave, and we have potentially bumbled into the correct cave where we think the Hallowfire heart is stored, or at least the next clue or whatever's going on with that. We're not sure. We're on the never-ending quest of save the world, even though you're not qualified to do so. We go into this cave. We have our cart and ox hidden at the foot of the mountain that we're in, and hopefully they're not freezing to death, and hopefully we don't take too long so they do freeze and starve to death. We go into the cave, we find we find this huge fucking door, and there are... Were they, like, just frozen and partially rotting skeletons, or were they desiccated? I don't remember.
They weren't like really like skeletons so much as they were like still corpses. You imagined they weren't.
Okay,
Yeah, they weren't really.
so they're
rotting
just
so much because of the
frozen.
cold. Yeah. Like they're very much, you know, like sunken in cheeks. Very much they look like they've like just it's almost like mummified by the cold. You know what I mean?
Okay. So we found some of those. They had Valencian uniforms on. One of them that there didn't seem to be like a whole lot of struggle. I don't recall. So we're assuming there was a betrayal that happened here. And then we were followed somehow somewhere in the cave. We're not entirely sure where it came from by like big purple hairy monkey person with black teeth, and then we had to fight that a lot, and then it tried to run away, but Nisa decided to give it the icy touch of death, and then it went like tumbling down at Mach 5 into the void under the bridge. Meanwhile, the little box of bits of resin was still burning in front of the door next to Lillian's feet. That was illuminating like more cave drawings and like fucking ultraviolet hidden script, basically. And a new NPC arrives on the scene, running across the bridge, telling us get away from the purple guy, and then asking who it bit, and then explaining that, okay, since Ripper got bit, we need to go back out of the cave and join her monastery monk people to get cleansed, and some other something to basically get in and get to where we need to go.
Isaac.
Yeah.
There is Doge.
Doge. Here's a baby Doge. Here's a baby. It's a baby.
Oh, don't get
So
tangled up in the cord there.
We went back out of the cave, joined her, Dripper got cleansed, we're in, like, the fucking health department, and then we went to the dorm, and now we have the two, like, people in charge have come to visit us, and we are about to discuss with them what's going on.
Ripper
Yeah,
went
that's
through surgery, like water blood bending surgery.
It's fine.
It's fine.
There
Ripper's
were, like,
fine.
hissing and sputtering noises, but it was fine.
They're fine. They're fine. It's all fine. Alright, thank you, Beth. Go ahead and take a point of inspiration.
We gon' need it.
We'll need it. Alright.
Alright,
So-
I had to rescue the puppy who had its head stuck in a cup.
Oh, it's so dumb. Okay. So, we are currently the party is currently inside the small barrack room that had been that you had been shown to by Karma, and now there are two people, along with Karma, brought to your front door. One of them looks very much like some of the icons that are around the Sakshi Monastery, darker skin, a small red diamond on his forehead, and covered in the traditional robes of the monastery. The other gentleman, while wearing similar robes to his compatriot, is most certainly not from around the Strand. No, he is much paler in skin, an older gentleman, you would imagine 60, 70. Both of them are human. And he seems to definitely be either from Valencia or from Andalasia. The both of them walk into your room after you've answered the door. First, the gentleman with the diamond on his forehead speaks. So, Karma has shown you to the monastery. She says you were at the door.
Yes.
She also says you encountered. She says you encountered the purple demons. Is that true as well?
If you mean that ape-looking thing, it's dead.
Dead. Huh. You truly are formidable ones. Perhaps you were wrong, Shafa. As he turns to the other gentleman. So, you truly were there then. You...
Incidentally, I don't like being grabbed by the nipples.
I didn't try it last time I was there. I ran. But, if you were there, then I suppose you saw what I did. What I had to do.
Oh, so that was
Why?
you then.
Yes, yes it was. The Hellfire Heart is powerful. I've never actually had the opportunity to lay eyes on it, but... well... perhaps the story goes a long way back. You see, I was hired by the Valencian Empire to find the Hellfire Heart, to form an expedition of sorts. The bodies of those men you saw down there, they were my body.
Nope. What? Damn it.
Loyal to the Valencian Empire.
Waylon, get out from under the desk. He is afraid of trash bags, apparently. I just don't want him to get under my desk because he might, like, get tangled up in something and, like, rip a random piece of electronics on his head.
And then the thing gets.
Whoa, what's with that static? Is that just me?
I heard that too.
I don't know who that's coming from. Damn it, Waylon, get out from under the desk, buddy. You need to get out from under the desk. What do you got? Give me that. Like a toddler, I swear. Get out from under the desk.
A big furry toddler, yes.
Move. Okay, the feedback seems to be gone.
We did it.
We did it!
I don't know who that was. Is Jaming still there?
My mic's muted the entire time. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
Okay.
Damn it, Waylon, get out of there. I'm gonna have to put a baby gate up if you don't stop.
If you don't want him, I'll take him.
No, I just don't want him in under my desk because it's just a clusterfuck of wires.
But you don't want to play Unplug Everything the game.
Not really, no. Anyways, sorry.
You don't want to play Snakes and More Snakes?
That sounds like a bad idea.
Wait, sorry. So what did he say?
I'm gonna ask him why he killed all of his people.
Once I had discovered what the Hallowfire Heart was, what they were going to use it for, I couldn't let them have it. Some of the most horrible men in history have possessed only a fraction of the Hallowfire Heart. The power it gave them was too much. Imagine what would happen if someone possessed the stone itself.
Oh,
Yeah,
we might not soon.
Yes, well, there's a psychotic megalomaniac with an army coming to tear this mountain down rock by rock to get it.
Half an army.
Better the heart no longer exist than to have it fall into the wrong hands. At this
About that, Chief. As Vernier stops writing down notes regarding Ripper's unique fighting style to go ahead and chip in. We kind of needed to stop the darkness from coming through.
We're just gonna skip ahead and assume you've explained all of that to them. Wow, I know that's such an adventure you've been on.
Yeah, like 2 hours later.
The darkness truly is returning, then this is no longer the safest place for the heart. At this, the other gentleman, the guru of the monastery, speaks up. When Valencia first started to invade Tian, we put an enchantment of sorts on the door, on the valley, on everywhere. It conceals the monastery, which is the way in through the door. It also hides the magic that comes from the hut. The old magic. Valencia had invented a way for them to track that magic, the source of it. We couldn't allow that to happen anymore, so we...
Yes, well, we didn't really need to detect anything to find this place. There's a gigantic fucking map that leads directly to this place.
Yes. Old explorers that used to leave those clues around to find us. Granted, back then, the situation was nowhere near as dire as it is now. If this is truly what you intend, you will have the entire Sakshi monastery supporting you. This is what we've trained for, what our lives are dedicated to. But if you're the ones that are going to go for the heart, you'll have to get your way in. There is a building to the north side of this monastery, the Shrine of Kali. It will put you through 3 rigorous tests. Once you pass them, it will give you the keys required to enter the city. Take the time to prepare yourselves. We'll provide whatever equipment and materials we have for your quest. My protege, Gama here, will take care of you in the meantime. If there's anything you need at all, simply ask her. The two of us have a lot to discuss, as he looks towards Schaefer. If you need to find us, merely ask Kama. She'll know where to go.
Well, we're appreciative for your support. I'm sure we'll be able to handle whatever sort of trials that the city has for us.
There's no need to thank us. You are the heroes that are going to finally bring the heart back to the light. We're the ones that hid in the shadows for years. Now come. Is there anything that you might need in the meantime?
Don't suppose you have any spare steel lying around? One of my swords broke while I was fighting that monster.
We do have a small armory. Kama, take them to it if you will. Karma steps forward and nods as the other two prepare to take their leave, unless there's anything else you'd like to ask them.
I'd like to ask them if they know what's inside the city.
Personally, I can't say. This monastery has been passed down from generation to generation, but the actual gates to the city have been closed for millennia. We do know, though, that the great tree lies at the heart of the city. Follow it. We believe that that is where you'll find the heart.
Ronir, how much of a head start do you think we realistically got on Petrov?
Realistically, maybe 2-3 days tops. Of course, that's going to be meaningless once we open the door. At that point, anything we do here, basically, we've done for him.
That's what I'm worried about, because he's not going to take any tests. He's just going to rip the place apart brick by brick.
However, these people say that they've been training their entire lives for the purpose of protecting the stone. Who knows how strong they'll actually be against his forces when the time comes.
And they can fight him in a tiny hallway.
I mean, if worst case scenario comes, you can transform into a swan and get a lot of their attention.
I thought it was a goose.
It was a
Or a goose.
Wasn't it a goose?
I mean, swans are also kind of fucked, but it's a whole other story.
Tangentially.
Tangentially.
Just talking to our NPC friends as they're leaving, just understand this. The people that are coming to get the heart that aren't us, they have zero regard for anyone's lives, including their own. Petrov will kill his own men if it gets him any closer to the heart.
That is not so different from other men that have tried to claim the heart. The monks at the Sakshi Monastery are prepared to lay down their lives if need be. If this is to be our last stand, it will be a glorious one.
Impressive.
Not much for glory myself.
Live to your last day, as they say. Anyway, you want to come see what they have, Ripper? I bet they have some weapons that we haven't even seen back in Andalasia or Valencia.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Would anybody else like to accompany them to the armory?
Nope, I'm good.
You're good? Okay. What else? Would you like to do anything in the meantime then?
Um,
Is there anything you'd like to look for? Anything you'd like to gather? Anything in particular you might be searching for?
Gather an army.
Actually, I need to ask Lillian where Bishop is at. I don't remember if he's still like summoned or if he got dismissed temporarily.
He was dismissed up to the point of coming into this room right before the elders came in. So I would say at this moment that this is like a bedroom, right? Like a sleeping
Like a
quarters.
dorm, like
Yeah.
like a really rundown version of a dorm.
Wait, that's worse. I thought these people were monks.
But
do you
no,
expect
it
fanciness from monks?
It doesn't smell like weed.
But it smells like everything else besides the weed.
It smells like a book that hasn't been opened for 500 years.
I say
How
no.
about that?
No. It smells like when you walk into a room that's owned by one of those people that like insist on like using nothing but herbs to cure their ailments.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Talk about a cultural hit. So if it smells like a book that hasn't been opened for like 500 years, it's like new old book smell.
New old book smell. Is Lillian in heaven right now? Is this
Yes.
exactly?
Exactly.
Lillian's like
Uh,
uncomfortably turned
I,
around.
I need to know where Bishop is because I want to take him with me. I must
So
carry
right now,
Bishop.
I imagine that Lillian is just sitting on the bed, contemplating further her life choices while petting like Bishop in her lap.
Lillian's just like, I should have fucking stayed.
And Bishop tries to get out. He gets a little away. Then you pick him up and bring him back and pet him more.
Yeah, he's like, let me go.
It's like that one scene from Simpsons where Marge is compulsively petting Santa's little helper. He goes away for a little bit, but then she pulls him on the leash and starts petting him again.
Exactly. Yeah. Eventually, I would assume that he would just probably Bishop would just probably get out and then like follow Ripper at that point. Like he eventually gets out.
All right, so you're gonna follow Ripper. All right, so yeah, Nisa, is there anything you'd like to do while everyone else seems to fuck
No,
off?
no.
towards Germany?
I stay in the room.
Oh, you
but
stay in the room? Okay.
Bishop is going to go with.
Okay. So you're just gonna stay in the room. Is there anything you'd like to do? Read a book or?
Karma's gonna stay behind, right?
No, Karma's showing them to the armory.
Oh. I'll wait. For
Yeah,
Okay.
short rest.
I'm just kind of looking at Lillian like, are you gonna make it there? You're looking more anxious than usual.
Vibrating.
You're vibrating.
I'll be fine. Nervously smiling.
Smiley and like prepared to like snap at a moment's notice. All right. Lisa, is there anything you'd like to do before we?
And I thought I had issues. No, not in particular.
Just gonna keep Lillian company, do your own thing. Maybe cat it up.
No, I don't want to waste a shapeshift on that.
All right. So, Karma leads both Ripper and Rainier out.
Rainier.
And did I say Rainier?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she leads both Ripper and Rainier out with Bishop in Ripper's hands, and leads them through a courtyard and eventually to one of the buildings off to the side where you can see the smiths outside pounding away at a bit of steel, forming different weapons that you haven't seen before. They're quite interesting in their appearance, and she leads you inside, and it's definitely an armory where all the walls and racks are lined wall to wall with spears that have like almost like red fluff against them, double-bladed swords. She looks towards you, Rainier. Was there something in particular you were looking for?
I mean, there wasn't, but now I think I want to know about this, he says, as he slowly approaches the double-bladed sword and takes it down off the rack.
Yes. A Jian. Quite a versatile weapon. Straight edge, bladed on both sides. It's very customary for many of our monks.
Interesting. out of character, would we be using the exotic weapons rules for this?
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't think I have any of those.
Well, she'll look down at maybe whatever you carried and say, "What was the sword that you were using? Perhaps we could find something similar to it."
He pulls out the still intact rapier, the one that he had before that he didn't purchase in the first village we came across.
I don't think we make any swords that are quite like this, but you said you used another one of these. You wielded them both one in one hand.
Correct.
Perhaps I might have something for you. She'll walk towards the back of the armory and pick up a pair of swords from the other side of the wall. Now, these swords are much different from the regular swords that you've seen in a few distinct ways. One, the actual, the guard around it seems to have a blade on it. As well, the end of the handle as well seems to have a blade sticking out of it. But most prominently, at the end of the sword, the thin blade itself, the end hooks around.
Ooh.
She holds the two of these out. It might take a bit of practice to get used to, but they should function relatively similar to the blades you had before, with an added benefit. Taking a step back to make space for herself, she crosses the end of the swords and shows you as she flips it around together.
Ooh. Impressive.
They shouldn't require any significant amount of training in order to use, just a bit of time to get used to the new properties of them.
Certainly. I would graciously accept a weapon like that.
Of course. And I will go ahead and give you some of the stats. Just give me 1 second. Alright, so she hands you the swords, and you're free to play around with them and figure them out. And she'll look at you, Ripper.
Ooh.
Is there anything...
The weave is strong in this one.
Is there anything particular you'd be looking towards?
Meanwhile, Ripper is like kid in a candy shop in here.
You can see tons of weapons that you've never seen before. You can see, like bladed rings. You can see iron fans that have blades sticking out of the end of them. Spiked chains. You can see smaller sickles similar to the ones that Nisa had, but with a much shorter handle and a chain sticking out the other end. You see a small contraption that basically pulls hit a button and the blade shoots out. You can see bow staffs, nunchucks, you name it.
Ripper would be looking for any sort of claw-like weapons or anything to augment a fist.
We certainly have claw weapons if that's what you're looking for. Yeah. She moves towards the back, and you see a pair of gauntlets that would go around you. They have leather straps, so they would be able to adjust and fit around your arms. And there are 3 blades sticking out of the knuckle of it. It might take you a while.
Right now.
Might take you a while to get used to them. The reach for them is different than just bare-fisted fighting, I imagine, but definitely something that you could form an interest in. When you're up against your enemy, you need the absolute best of the best, am I right?
Smiling dumbly and trying them on.
Alright, so you can try them on. If you'll allow, Karma will go ahead and help you with fixing the leather straps so that they're perfect for you. You find these things, a little bit extra weight at a place that you're not used to, are still quite easy to use and quite versatile.
Alright, I will take these. These are fun and exciting.
Okay, so I will go ahead and give you that stat block too. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna slap it into the
That works.
yeah, the regular chat if that's okay.
No
Alright,
problem
if
at all.
there's anything else you guys would like to think about, or anything that you'd like to see, if there's something you might want to bring back for your friends, you can go ahead and do that too.
I might need to bring back the tiny scythe for Nisa.
Alright, the small scythe with the weighted chain on the other end of it. Karma takes it off the wall. Are you sure you want to use this? It's a rather difficult weapon to use.
Oh, no, it looks like Nisa's, but is smaller and than the chain.
Yes. Oh, yes, I suppose that might become in handy then. Just, tell her to be careful with it. She'll need a lot of training before she can get used to using that weapon. Alright, and she'll hand the Kusarigama over to you. So for that one, we're just going to use the exotic weapon table for that, which I should pull up for you guys, just in case. I'm pretty sure it's in the Dropbox.
And then I want to find something for Lillian, because I need to bring back presents for my friends.
What sort of weapon would your friend be in for? I don't mean to make a judgment, but it doesn't look like she doesn't look like the sort of person that prefers, well, martial combat.
Well, she might want something to she could hide, maybe, in case she needs to cut rope.
Her eyes flip back and forth as she gently moves through each of the racks of weapons. Eventually, she moves towards the side where there's a table of weapons. Her fingers grace over a small-looking silver box as she holds that up. Perhaps this would be more her style. Very easy to use, and the enemies won't know what hit them. It looks like she could fit it under her sleeves as well.
I will take the box and open it and look.
The box itself isn't actually a box, you realize as you hold it in your hands, as there seems to be a small mechanism towards the front, and when you activate it, a blade pops out.
We do not let this the knowledge of this weapon go to Cat at all. Bianca at all. Bianca does not know that this weapon exists.
You're assuming she doesn't have a set of them hidden.
I am assuming, and let's hope that it stays that way.
Cat.
Got blade for days, man.
So, say Cat could be butt naked, and I would still assume that she's armed somehow.
It's like shaking like a butt naked cat. It's like, where is all of this still coming from? I had my anus turned into a pocket dimension. It's officially a bag of holding now.
Do you have the MP like once a week?
Yes.
Someone's sex tape.
Pulls out katana out of ass. Sorry, I just get backed up in there. All right. Give me 1 second.
That would be so hazardous.
Oh, Jesus. What have we started?
You started the discussion of where do you hide your weapons. That's what you started. All right, let's see this. Ooh. He's one-handed.
So basically, like when you do them with the double hook together thing that Karma showed you, it
Yes.
becomes similar to the scythe in that you now have a 10-foot range on them. But instead
10-foot range.
instead of like,
And
you won't be able to use it offhand because you're basically using it one-handed, right?
Right. So okay.
But the
All right,
damage
that's
goes up
good
to
to know.
1d10. Yeah. So, but like if you get a extra attack, that'll come in handy if you can.
Okay. I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
Okay.
Grapples the thing. We can just stand 10 feet away and just poke it.
Exactly.
Just poke. days. Okay. And honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even worry about weight. Like, I'm too lazy to figure that out. Just assume that it's the same weight as, like, rapiers.
Sure, no problem.
Claws, I'm just gonna say, like, assume damage for claws is negligible.
You said assume damage negligible. Already done.
Or not damage. Weight is negligible.
Weight is negligible, yeah.
If you don't know the weight of an exotic weapon, assume it's like 4 pounds.
Oh god, what else did we get?
It balances out.
Sarigama.
It balances out.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to do while you're still at the armory? If you wanted something made, you could ask. It just probably will not be ready anytime soon.
I'm just gonna ask. I don't suppose you carry any armor as well, do you? Seems like you guys fight pretty light.
Yes, we tend not to restrict ourselves with armor. It weighs us down, but we do have the odd armor created here and there. Was there something you were looking for?
I don't suppose you have a chainmail shirt.
No. We don't usually use chainmail, but we have a few other things you could use if you'd like.
Okay, I'll take a look at them.
Alright. So if you take a look around at the armor they have studded leather armor, and they have hide armor.
Okay. I already have studded leather from back from Andalasia, so I'm okay.
Alright, sounds good.
Mhm.
Ripper, is there anything else you'd like?
Do I know if Nisa is using armor and or what she's wearing?
I would say you would, but I don't know it off the top of my head. So Nisa, would you like to chime in?
I'm using studded leather. We got studded leather armor from Sanctuary.
Okay. I just want to make sure that everyone that is using studded leather has a studded leather equipped.
Alright, perfect. Okay, yeah, and so if that's all you really want,
Oh, do they have like a couple more javelins?
they do have a few javelins. These javelins, though, have like these little like fluffy red parts towards the very end, kind of around the blade. You are more than welcome to take a few.
All right, I'll take 2 of those.
Okay, yeah, so you can go ahead and grab those off of the wall.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I gotta bring presents back.
If there's
And
a cat
Bishop.
nearby, the cat is attracted to the javelins. Advantage.
Okay, so yeah, you can go ahead and go back to the room. So here's the information for the Kusarigama. So regularly, like used one-handed, it'll do 1d8 slashing damage. You can. Oh wait, hold on, I forgot it. Okay, so it's also considered a double weapon. So basically, you can hold the sickle in one hand and the weighted chain in the other. So you can basically turn it into a two-handed weapon. The 1d6 slashing damage is from the sickle itself, and the 1d4 bludgeoning damage is from the weight at the end of the chain. It's considered a finesse weapon and also gives you reach. So for the sake of like proficiency in this and all that, I'm gonna say that hold on, I also forgot to add another tag. I'm an idiot. I'm gonna say that, like, in addition to the regular, you don't get to add so and so if you're not proficient in it. You also can't use the grappling property unless you're proficient in the weapon itself. And the hidden dagger that you guys got for Lillian, it functions very similarly to a regular dagger, just with the added caveat that it can also now be hidden very easily under the sleeve. It's,
Gotcha.
1d4, same weight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you guys just head back to the barracks, or?
Roni is gonna catch up with them in a bit after he messes around with the swords for a bit to get a better handle on them.
All right.
He's got to be able to test out some flourishes with it.
All right. So while Ripper, would you also like to mess around with some of the weapons in there?
Yeah, I'll try out the claws because I didn't take them off yet.
Okay, yeah. So you can definitely give those weapons a try. As you're doing this though, Karma takes the time to sit down and cross her legs on the ground as she seems to meditate. But as she does so, you can see almost something glowing on her forehead.
Oh, well then I'm gonna stop and like hunch down and stare at it.
Eyes still closed as you hunch down. She just says, "Is there something I can help you with, my friend?"
Your head's glowing.
It stops as her concentration breaks. Yes. You saw the mark of the protector on the Guru's face, did you not? It's like the little diamond thing he had on his forehead.
Right. That.
Well, that mark is the symbol of a very powerful ability that only the strongest of the Sakshi monks are able to obtain. He's been training me as his protege for quite a while now, and I've been working towards this for the past 4 years. It requires significant concentration at all times to store ki on a daily basis. Unfortunately, it means that I tend to be rather weak compared to the other monks. Most of my ki goes towards building this up. But once I finally reach my threshold, I'll be just as powerful as him.
Ripper has like started zoning out because he does not understand what key is, and he's like looking around for actual keys.
Nothing like that. Think of it like your friend, the blonde one. She uses magic, does she not?
Nods.
Well, this is a little different. Magic comes from the use of mana, which is all around us. Ki relies on life itself. It's difficult to explain, I know.
Okay.
Renir sort of nods. He follows along with Karma's explanation. I remember meeting a monk once. He seemed to be rather in control of himself, regardless of what was happening around him. He was always a very calm lad, even when the guards were rather abusive to him.
You have to be. Using your ki requires an immense amount of concentration at all times. But you said guards. Where did you meet this monk? Why was he?
If I remember correctly, well, first of all, I met him in Valencia, specifically a Valencian prison. Secondly, if I remember correctly, I think he said something about giving bread to the poor and him having a disagreement with the guards about
They
it.
arrested him and sent him to prison for helping and feeding innocent people.
Yep.
Is that truly how the outside world works?
Well, only where I'm from. The other places that I've been to aren't as bad.
As bad? Does that mean they still are bad, though?
I mean, depends on how you define. Depends on how you view sorry, I'm trying to think of the correct terminology. Depends on how you view income inequality and the power of the means of production.
It's her turn to look confused.
Oh god, he's going full Marx.
He's gonna leave his marks all over this monastery.
As long as the mark isn't dick butt.
Yeah, Ronier sort of just shakes his hands. Don't worry about it. All you need to know is that the outside world, all you need to know is that the outside world still has selfish people at the top. Not
I
all of them are,
usually
but some of them.
a bunch of old rich guys.
That's terrible. How can all of you live like that?
Oh, not all of us. That's why we sort of are not in the cities, I suppose. I don't know exactly how you would call this life, but it's better than working a day job.
Yes, but with this sort of injustice, does no one try to do anything?
Some of them do.
Well, at least where I'm from, when you do, you end up spending quite a few years behind bars.
And with this darkness closing in on all of you, is everybody still so focused on themselves, on their money, on those petty problems?
To be quite honest, I think only a select number of us know about the darkness, lest we create an international crisis.
I see.
Huge amount of static again. Is that just me?
I hear it too.
It might be from
No,
Daniel's
I hear
thing.
too.
I think it's from
I don't know.
Yeah, this thing has been causing me some trouble.
I was just making sure it wasn't me. It's just like, oh shit, am I having some hardware failure? But no, it's not
You're
me.
just going insane.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, I'll finish the RP section and then I'll go change out headsets, see if that changes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
But Ronier concludes his sort of introduction by saying, "The world has a lot of scary things in it, but it's not all bad. I've met quite a few interesting people since I got out, and I can't say that this is worse than being in prison."
are they good people? People that want to help the world?
Thinks of in the back of his mind, thinks of Nisa after the conversation they had yesterday, and thinks, no, but I think even despite that, they still want to do good, and I think that's more admirable than wanting to do good from the start.
I dream of leaving these walls, of seeing the world, of being able to make a difference. The monks here spend their entire lives protecting the city, and for what? Up until now, we haven't even had any sort of threat for a very long time. She moves around the room and collects a small cup of tea from collects a small cup of tea from the fire just outside, where the smiths are working. She offers the tea if you want, if you would like.
Ronier will go ahead and partake and sit down.
I will say yes.
She takes a small sip of her tea. I believe that even with all of this chaos and evil in the world, a few people could make a big difference in all of that. One ripple is all it takes. As she puts her finger on the tip of the water, which remains serene for just a moment before you can see ripples beginning to form outward. Not caused by anything from appearances. Sorry, I don't mean to burden you all with my thoughts.
No, not at all. It's honestly, it's a little nice to hear that I'm not the only one who thinks like that sometimes.
Well, it's good to have help, though.
Yes, of course, I would love to help. I just, when this is over, I don't know what happens. I will most likely receive punishment for allowing outsiders into our mists, but I also wish to leave to help this world. Don't know if they would ever allow it, though. Nah, a thought for another time, I suppose.
Well, if we take the heart as you gotta protect anything here?
I don't know, my friend.
If anything, if we have to move the heart somewhere else, they would want at least someone to go ahead, someone from your monastery to be along with it.
Perhaps I could swing that idea by them.
After all, we are a bunch of outsiders. Someone from the monastery should accompany us back to the city to ensure that we are actually doing what we're supposed to.
Yes, that is very true. There's another rumor that we never quite confirmed, but have you ever heard of the Sephiroth and the Qliphoth?
Have we heard of these, DM?
The
Yes,
the,
we have.
the Qliphoth,
Sorry, you go.
the Qliphoth sounds familiar. I'm just trying to remember whether I'm confusing my lores a bit.
You remember these as the legend of the trees that you saw when you were back on the island, and similar to the trees you saw when you entered the cave over here. These are the Sephiroth and the Qliphoth are considered the tree of harmony and the tree of discord that supplies the planet with much of the magic that people tend to use, although it is more of a myth and a legend than anything.
I remember seeing the Qliphoth when we seeing those two when we were in the ruins back in back on the island.
Didn't we talk about that right before we burned that whole building down?
Yes, I do remember something of it being mentioned.
Where did you see these images?
Trying to remember the name of the island again. Give me a second.
Feng
I've in my
Dao.
notes. Fengzhou, yes. I tell her. Ronia goes and replies. There was a temple in Fengzhou that we went to find out about the location of the heart. Both of the trees were located on a mural there.
Huh. On murals. Similar to the ones we have down in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rumor that the Forgotten City is actually home to one such tree. Of course, we've never figured that out. No one's been in there for a very long time, but it aligns with the old legend that the entire city was built around a tree planted by a ranger from a seed given to him by Tiamat.
Interesting.
Of course, this is all conjecture.
It would certainly be a very unusual thing to see.
Yes, well, I suppose there's no use speculating about it for now.
We need to get in first.
Yes. The Shrine of Kali still awaits all of you. I would love to assist all of you, but my duties lie elsewhere. I'll be waiting for you outside, though, and if you ever need someone to tend to your wounds, please, I will be there waiting for you.
Thank you for your assistance, Karma.
Of course.
I give her an awkward hug because I still have the claw weapons on.
She hugs back, awkwardly, unused to physical contact like this. And as you're hugging her, she says, I'm sorry for kicking you very hard.
Eh.
And with that, is there anything else you two would like to do while you're still around, or?
Nope, I think that covers it.
Okay.
We'll report back in, deliver presents, and maybe like lightly discuss story time.
Okay, great, perfect. So, everybody has their new presents now. Nisa acquired smaller scythe.
And probably looked at me as I'm giving it to her. It's like, what the fuck is this shit?
What am I supposed to do with this?
Lillian receives a box knife.
Sees
it's,
like chain of solid metal, and it's just like, I can't shillelagh this.
Meanwhile, like, presents box to Lillian. It's a dirk in a box.
So, explain to me what, like, it's a box. How big is it? Like a shoebox?
I'm sorry. I have to interject here. The title of Vernier sex tape.
A dirk in a box. Can you explain to me this knife in a box? Like,
It's the Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade.
wait, but how's that in a box? Like,
It,
Like
it,
the mi-
it looks like a small, like, silver box is what we mean. Like a very, like, thin, small silver box.
Vernier takes the box and shows how it's supposed to slide onto I forgot her name. Jeez, it's really been a long time.
Lillian.
Onto Lillian's hand, and then presses the little button on top to make the dagger pop out in front of her knuckle.
I'm gonna hug you with this.
Don't run with scissors!
That doesn't sound slightly psychotic at all.
And then he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times.
Just be sure to draw it back after you spring it out like that.
Also, make sure you're not, going limp wrist when you pop it out. That might be a bad move.
Yes.
How big is the knife?
The knife is like the approximate size of like a small dagger, so I'm bad at. I have a ruler here somewhere.
Okay, that's over a foot long then if it's a dagger.
The small dagger.
Small dagger. God, like it's more of like a shank than it is an actual.
Nice.
Let's say 6-7 inches. Yeah, that looks it looks about right.
Yeah,
That's mildly adequate.
It's very average.
It's it's a very average blade, and we know about those. We've had hundreds of them in our hands.
Boy.
Okie dokie. So, what would you like to do next?
We need to go take our test. Even though we didn't study.
You guys like to rest first? Would you like to just go for it?
I think.
Let's not
what
rest.
do you?
Let's just go for it. YOLO.
I mean, by now, I'm assuming we've had a short rest because we've been sitting around for hours talking.
Yes, you have.
Probably, but like in realist, a long rest probably.
Would you like to take a long rest? You could.
I think we should take a long rest before we start doing any of this.
I don't necessarily need it, but I'm not gonna say no.
You raged once, right?
Yeah, just once.
Okay.
And I'm.
I think, because Nisa, you spent a lot of resources in that last fight, right?
It's mostly just like I burned most of my level 1 spell slots. I don't
You're
even
taking a long rest.
I don't even remember what I fucking cast that used 3 spell slots.
You cast
Healing
Cure
Spirit.
Wounds.
That's a level 2 spell slot though. What the hell did I use 3 level 1s
You
for?
cast Cure Wounds a bunch.
I don't remember doing that. I mean,
I
I
want to say you did use a Cure Wounds on Ronir.
no, I used a healing word.
That too. That's still.
Okay.
That's the only. I don't prep cure wounds. Cure wounds is useless.
Says you.
Requires me to
Okay,
touch
so-
someone. It's useless.
You did a healing word. You did the Healy Spirit guy.
Right. I just have no idea what I use these other spell slots for.
It's fine. We made it, so it must have been useful.
Alright. Yeah, so we're going for that long rest then?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you guys can go ahead and use the barracks for a long rest.
Yay.
Alright. When you wake up when you wake up, it's probably early morning the next day. You also are welcome to go ahead and find food. You definitely don't have to consume your rations for that.
Gets up in morning immediately, like hunched over Ronir, waiting to practice new weapons because it's playtime.
Alright, if you would like to practice with your weapon, there is the courtyard out in front. You've seen many monks training there before, and there are many different like little like training dummies that you can go ahead and test against as well if you would like.
Oh, would any of the monks be willing to like practice with me, like claw battle?
As you head outside, you actually can see Karma training herself.
I want to fight Karma, like training play fight Karma, not fighting for her.
Fighting for the sake of just killing each other. Okay. Yeah, definitely. She'll definitely agree to that. And you want to use claws, yes?
Yep.
Okay, so she'll ask you just to look as she runs back into the armory and grabs a pair of claws herself, fastening them onto her arms. And okay, so do you want to like actually do like roll battle, see how this works, or do you want to?
No, we can abbreviate it, and I'm actually like, if we could pause that for a minute, I need to be right back.
Yeah, of course. All right, so while Ripper and Karma are training outside, what did the rest of you like to do?
Like it's a brand new day. Did we set like a time of when we're going?
You guys didn't set a specific time, no, but you can go at any time you want.
I want to take the opportunity like to ask Karma, just what are the tests like? What are they composed of? Like if she knows, or if anybody knows really.
Karma, like, would you head out to the courtyard, talk to her? And...
Well, whenever she's free, you know, whenever like maybe I'll ask her while she's fighting.
Yeah, you know, she's just yelling at you while, you know, she's like matching Ripper blow for blow, you know, the clang of steel and sparks flying. She just goes, you know, like, all I know is that there are 3 tests that you must complete. Beyond that, I'm not sure what those tests are. None of the monks alive have ever attempted them. Many have failed, but perhaps you should be the ones to succeed.
This, I say we have a 45% chance of success.
45? Look at you being an optimist.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do? Would you like to just get started?
Not that
real
I can
fast?
think
Would
of.
you like to ask anybody anything, or?
Excuse me.
All the
No, I think we're I think we're ready to just go for it then. Excuse me.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna like while that is gone, just say like you guys go ahead and head towards the test. Karma leading you towards it. She leads you through the monastery, eventually towards the very back, where there seems to be large red building.
One second.
With 3 doors. Well, they're doors, but there's not actually any actual door. They're like holes in the wall, basically, that lead down dark corridors. And above each of those corridors is a face. Over the leftmost corridor is the leftmost corridor is the painted face of a man. Over the middle door is the painted face of what looks to be a sort of demon with black tusks and purple fur.
It's like the same.
Over.
Is it the same like gorilla sort of
It
thing?
looks very, very similar. Over the right door is a face that looks similar to Kali the priestess that you've seen before.
So 3 doors.
3 doors, 3 different options.
I don't want to go into that purple one.
Maybe we save that one for last then? What do you think, Nisa?
I don't know what to think. The pictures don't necessarily have any bearing on what's on the inside.
I mean, maybe not to us, but there's probably some sort of logic to it. I just don't know what we'll expect when we get in there.
Is Karma still with us?
If I had to just bet,
Karma is
though,
around. Sorry, what was that, Ramir?
I was gonna say, if I had to make a bet, though, I'd say we should go ahead and try the priestess-looking one first.
Karma, is there any specific order that we have to go through these doors?
I don't believe so, no.
But we have
Whatever
to go...
order you decide to do them in, each one will award you with a key once the test has been completed, and if you are successful.
Did we lose part of that sentence?
No, we get a key from each of the places, and then there's no set order for them.
There we go. Dun, dun, dun. All right, I'm down for Kali first.
And look, Karma, I didn't mean to, rip your head off yesterday, but when you've spent the last, couple of weeks on the run, you don't exactly trust people running up on you in the middle of a fight.
Think nothing of it. We're allies now, and I hope one day we can be friends. May not be able to do these tests with you, but I'll be rooting for all of you from out here.
Thanks for the support.
I guess.
Alright.
Oh wait, Beth's back. Never mind.
Yes.
I mean,
I
like,
brought
worst case
Cat.
scenario, I was gonna be like, we can take a break because it's almost 9 too.
Yeah, I was gonna say early break, but then Beth came back. It's fine.
So do we just want to go through this, or do we want to take a break?
I'm good with whatever. If you guys need to take a break, I'm fine.
Do you want to do the first door and break, or what? Or do you want to break
Sure.
first?
I'm good with whatever.
Oh, which I should probably just quick recap for Beth. Okay, so there are 3 doors on this building that lead to dark passages. Over the leftmost one is a symbol of a regular-faced man. Over the middle one is a symbol of a demonic-looking face with black teeth and purple fur. It seems very similar to the creature that you guys fought in the caves. And over the rightmost one is a picture of the face of Kali that you've seen many times before.
Okay.
So everyone voted for Kali. Do you have any particular preference for which door you would like to enter?
No, I'm good with whatever.
Good. Okay. So you guys head on in through the gate of the priestess, walking down this very dark corridor. Eventually, though, you find yourselves at a staircase that leads down into what appears to be almost a pitch-black room. Going down the stairs.
Can we get create some light?
Yes, you can. How do you do so?
The way we always do, Pinky.
Say it. I need to hear it.
Elbows from here.
I'm sorry, what?
Ronier's
Standing in pitch darkness. That's exactly what he says.
Alright, I forgot you plebs couldn't see in the dark.
For the humans in the audience.
No, my earphones lagged out on me. I actually didn't hear.
We need you to cast Dancing Light.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sure, no problem. I'll go ahead. Oh yeah, you can't. Hold on. Yeah, let me fix that.
For us plebs who can't see in the dark.
Gas shit.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry, we're not half drow.
I mean, you're half elf and you can't see in the dark either.
Shut up.
All right. So this light illuminates. This light illuminates the staircase, which just seems to be fairly simple, made out of uneven stone steps. Going down further, when you reach the bottom, you find yourself in a similar room. Uneven stone lining the floor with what appears to be, very old red carpets, and a few tables painted in in the various colors that are associated with the culture of the Strand, but you can see it's so old that a lot of the wood and the paint has been worn away. And in the center of the room lies an odd-looking mirror. It seems to have strange spikes along the edges of it.
So there's a magic spiky mirror.
The door would have. But if you would have tried to do that, as soon as one of us touched the door, it would have been like, "You must gather your party before venturing forth."
To be honest, I could have made that like a 1d12 and I probably would have still killed you.
Yeah, you probably still kill me somehow. So the spiky mirror, is it like a natural mirror, or is it made of like some sort of metal of the cave?
It doesn't look like it's made out of metal at all.
Ooh.
The spikes themselves are like a whitish color. Almost like yellowed a bit with age.
Can I touch it?
So you reach your hand out to touch it. Upon closer inspection,
Let me fix that.
That's phone with the comedic timing.
Okay, so as you reach out to touch it, before you even manage to lay your fingers on it, to feel the smooth texture of it, you know that you've seen this before. This kind of material, and your suspicions are confirmed as you feel the same heat in your pack where the book lies.
Oh, I
no.
forgot about the book.
We have a book.
I have a book.
The evil talking book.
She has a very dangerous book.
The evil talking. The talking book that is obviously not evil or anything. That book.
So yeah, let me go. I'll be right back. I need to go switch out my mic.
Okay.
Is it just the book that feels warm, or is the ring feeling warm too?
The ring also feels just a tad bit warm, but not as much as the book does.
Oh no.
And this isn't a warmth that burns you. It's a comforting warmth. Like on a cold day, walking indoors and receiving a nice warm drink, or a hug from a loved one. This is welcoming, inviting.
It's a trap.
I take out the book, and is there like somewhere I can place it? Like, is this
Yeah.
against the wall or is it floating?
The mirror is it's standing, like it's on a stand in the middle of the room, but there are tables around the room. I mentioned the like worn wooden tables and stuff like that.
Okay. Maybe I get Ripper to move like the table closer to the mirror,
I will move a table closer to the mirror.
and I'll place down a book on the table. Does anything happen that looks odd at another place?
Like what do you mean? Like,
Of the book, like, is it glowing? Are there texts that's highlighted? Is it speaking to me?
the book does look like it's glowing as it almost shakes a little bit, and soon the book opens itself,
Oh jeez.
similar to what it did when you found the ring. And the writing similarly begins to write down in the book as well. Give me a second.
Guys, I don't like this.
You're the one that brought the evil book.
I had to.
Oh, I didn't know we had an evil book.
You could have left
Not
it
evil.
outside.
It's just
it's
undetermined.
It's glowing and writing in itself. It is an evil book. It's linked
It's
to
an
a.
indeterminate alignment.
It's linked to a ring made of bone. That is clearly not good.
It could be a lobster bone.
I like bone.
Alright. As this arguing goes on, the writing finally finishes in the book. Would you wish to read it?
Is it in what language is it?
It's in common.
Okay, so I assume everyone's gathered over my shoulders trying to peer at it.
Yes.
Niece is just like, fuck no, I'm not reading the cursed book, that's how you get cursed, son.
Right? It's just like, don't y'all read fiction?
Do you not know King Stephen?
Like, haven't y'all ever seen Final Destination? Fuck that.
The play, like all of them, all 6 plays.
Evil Dead.
Haven't you read Have you read Barry Cobbler in The Unknowable Room?
I haven't. Alright, so yeah, so would you like to read it?
I'm definitely reading it. Maybe I'm like mouthing it a little bit, mumbling it. But Ripper is apparently right beside me.
Yes. I just moved the table and I'm staring at the magic book that may or may not be evil.
Alright. So,
Everyone crowd around Velma, it's story time.
Stands 10 feet away in case I need to, like, punt the book across the room.
which brings me to I think, is anybody reading this aloud?
I'm mumbling it. Does
Okay.
that count?
So, this is how the writing goes. Are you sure you want to keep on with that axe? Sajora asks, knocking another arrow onto her bow. The voice, screaming over the fires and the flames, was barely winded, even as one of the Iron Lords leaps to avoid a plume of white-hot fire. That's why she gave it to me. I'm the only one that could... A globule of flame licks past Sajora's helmet, and she tugs at the clasp, freeing it. She throws it to the ground along with her now burning cloak. Why, in the crack of the gods, did you wish to fight an actual dragon, you old man? Lord Forath grins inside his helmet. The enormous worm towers above them, its bleeding wounds gaping, pouring onto the sand as it tries to cover its gleaming scales as it rears up for another breath. The massive axe in Sephora's hands is dented, scarred, melted at the tip, but still holds an edge. We are knights. Do you not want to be an actual dragon slayer? As he charges forward, his words are barely heard over the cry of the creature. We are what we survive. The entry ends there.
Oh, I want one.
Does it just change the story every time you read it?
The old stories are still present.
But it's the new writing has like advanced, like it's taken up the next few pages, right?
It's taken up another page, yes.
Okay.
If we look
Now,
in the...
as-
Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say, if I look in the mirror, do I see what I expect to see when, observing a mirror?
A reflection.
You do see what you expect to see out of a mirror. You do see, the reflection, it all seems to match. But you also feel something, a compulsion, to reach out and see what would happen if you touched it.
I feel like that.
Nope.
I feel like that's a wisdom save or touch the mirror.
Yeah.
Are you smart enough to not touch the mirror?
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
None of us touch it, but one of us licks it.
That is possible. Apparently, I am on point with not touching the mirror.
Nope. I'm reaching out.
I've
Goodbye, guys.
I immediately warn people as soon as I look into it. Like, there's some sort of magic on that makes you no, Ronir, don't.
His tongue has already touched the mirror before you can finish your sentence. All right. The moment Rainier's finger touches the mirror, all the lights in the room go out, and even for those of you with dark vision, you see nothing but blackness.
Magical darkness.
But a part of it seems to clear, not in the room itself, but for your companions, as all of you stand where you would have stood at before. The ground begins. Sorry, you go.
So what do we see right now?
Right
as,
now, it's
like the
basically
light is coming back in.
It's basically just empty blackness still, but you can see all your companions as if you were in clear light.
Okay. So we're in like a spotlight on a completely dark stage, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, kind of. More
Yeah.
like a dark void,
Okay.
but that works too.
Okay.
We're in the abyss.
We're on a blank battle grid. The DM hasn't revealed it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. As the ground, you see parts of it, splotches, begin to reveal itself. Hard stone, brutalist concrete, as the walls begin to show as well. As other figures begin to arrive as well. You see guards in shining armor with Valencian crests and red capes, dragging in a man in dirty, torn clothing. They toss him to the ground. The man struggles to get up, at which point one of the guards lands a kick into his gut. Get up. We're not done processing you yet.
I want to run and punch the guard.
Your fist goes right through the guard, almost as if made of mist, as the part that seems to float away from where your fist lands comes back in and forms the image of the guard.
Ripper, you can't just go around punching people.
The two guards lift up this person who clearly has had both of his hands bound in shackles and press him against the wall. And as the man lazily lolls back his head, moving some of the longer white hair that surrounds it, and showing the dark skin underneath, you realize that this is Rainier himself.
Double take. Is actual Ronir still standing with us?
Actual Rainier is still standing with you.
You're still standing with you.
What is actual Rainier's reaction to this?
I mean, Ronir has the full 1,000-yard stare going on right now as he's sort of reliving it from the outside perspective.
I'm like looking back between back and forth between Ronirs and just like pointing.
Damn it.
And looking and pointing with my mouth open.
The guards begin stripping Rainier in front of all of you, cutting away the clothing as he shrinks down on himself, trying to make himself.
I'm sorry, Daniel, we're ruining it with memes.
It's fine.
One of the guards then grabs a bucket of what looks to be very dirty water and throws it on Rainier. Evidently, this was not very warm water, as Rainier begins shivering immediately. The guards grab him by the arm again. Hey! Hey! We're not done with you. Your processing isn't finished. At this, Rainier looks up and spits in the guard's face. Not even wiping it away, the guard slams his face down into Rainier's, the metal of his helmet digging into Rainier's nose as he collapses to the ground. Oh, you're gonna regret doing that. We're gonna start you off with some easy punishment to ease you in. As he grabs Rainier and slams him back against the wall, while the other guard pulls a whip from his waist.
I want to keep like pawing at these magic illusions or whatever it is.
They still keep going. Almost completely intangible.
I'm gonna keep trying, but like continue its story.
The guard walks by the other one, arms behind his back. 20 lashes should do it. Better than any prison tattoo you're bound to get here. As the other guard rains down blow after blow on Rainier's back, and you all have to listen to the shouts and the screams of pain. He starts off trying to keep it in, but eventually he breaks and the screams fill through the room.
I'm gonna go over, since like interacting with the image is not doing anything. I'm just gonna go and stand next to Rainier and hold his hand.
Rainier, do you accept this hand?
Rainier doesn't react. All you see is Rainier flinching with each strike as he. It's almost like he himself is reliving every hit that's coming along his back.
I still hold your hand.
As the lashes end, the guards drag a naked, wet, bleeding Rainier away. You can see his knees now beginning to bleed as his feet are dragged limply across the harsh stone floor. It's when you all hear a voice that doesn't belong to any of the players in this scene. Oof. Well, that wasn't very pretty, was it? As another figure seems to come from behind Rainier out of nowhere.
Fake Rainier or real Rainier?
Real Rainier. This figure is very familiar. Wearing a longer thigh-length double-breasted coat and hair tied into a tight ponytail. Bianca walks around to face you, Rainier.
If I touch her, is she real?
Bianca?
She, as you reach out to touch her, she grabs your hand, Ripper. I wouldn't do that if I were you. This isn't for you. Not yet.
What?
While this is going on, I whisper over to Lillian, "What the fuck kind of magic is this?" Fuck.
No answer.
Oh, that's comforting.
Yes, it's me. Or the closest approximation of me, at least. How did it feel? What those guards did to you?
Dehumanizing. Did you get that?
Yep.
Okay.
Dehumanizing, huh? You're not human, though. You never have been. So what changed here? What was it that hurt you so much?
Rainier just stands there, breathing, not answering the duplicate's question.
Alright. Just a blank answer on a test doesn't give you negative answers. Here's what I'm thinking, though. What they did to you, what they kept doing to you, I think that's one of the worst things that could ever happen to a person. They break people every day. It's what they're paid to do. Cruelty comes as natural to them as breathing. So let me ask you a better question. Why not you? Why didn't you break?
Ronier takes a deep breath, and you see him sort of start to straighten up from his back. Because I wanted to prove them just how wrong those fools were.
What were they wrong about? Tell me.
That all dark elves are nothing but thieving criminals. I only wear the mantle of one because I want them to see that even a criminal does more good for the people than the supposed royalty does.
There it is. Cause. Reason to get up in the morning. The reason you're here in the first place. Take my advice. They tried to break you before. They took you away from everything you had, everything you loved. They tried to take your own humanity away from you. They did all of that. And you still didn't break. Whatever
No.
comes ahead. Sorry, you go.
No, I'm going to return the favor. Instead of taking their humanity away, I'm going to give it back to you.
To me. A cute thought. Probably why this form was so receptive for you. Whatever comes ahead, just remember, they tried to break you, and they failed. You have lived through much worse, and you survived. Never forget that. Oh, survivor mine. And with that, the illusion seems to disappear as you're all returned to the darkness around you.
I'm still holding Ronir's hand and like ready to attack.
It's only now that Ronir has come to his senses and realized that he's gripping in his left hand a very powerful reptilian hand before he sort of just comes to his senses like, I'm okay now. I think I'm okay now, Ripper. Thank you for that.
Still holding your hand.
Ripper, you can let go now.
The last three of you, I would like you to roll me initiative, but with wisdom instead of dex as the modifier.
Oh boy, I'm gonna win this.
Wisdom.
Are you gonna get screwed in the butt because of this?
Probably.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Oh, I got 12. Look out.
I will use the big dice for fate.
14.
Oh yes, so good.
Lillian?
I want to say that is a 11.
An 11? Okay.
So good.
The ground seems to vibrate beneath all of you as you can feel this world around you shifting again. This time, you're in a dark room, what almost seems to be a basement, perhaps? Carefully lit by a few candles and a fireplace off in the distance. In a small nook towards the back of the room, you see a small figure with blankets pulled up to her face. It's only a second that you get to observe this before another figure walks through all of you, the same sort of mist passing through you. It's an older gentleman in a dirty overcoat and moisture dripping down both from his hair and the cloak itself. It seems like he had been out in the rain as he sits down on the bed and puts a hand on the figure. Nisa? Nisa, you need to wake up. A younger-looking Nisa pushes herself up from the bed, rubbing her eyes in the bleary darkness. What's going on? Do you know what time it is? Nisa, it's Sly. At this... Sorry, you go?
Real Nisa's just standing there. Oh, come on, don't make me relive this. I thought I got past this.
At this, the younger Nisa's eyes widen. She seems to be much more alert. Wait, what? What's wrong? What happened? The older gentleman seems to swallow something in his throat. Was a raid by the guards. Do you remember that smuggling ring down by the bar in the south? They finally caught up with it. Sly got caught in it. He didn't make it out, Nisa. I'm so sorry.
Who's Sly?
That would be me. You hear the voice from behind you. And Nisa, would you like to describe this person?
This person is sort of a like slender built red, like bright red tiefling who wears the same sort of leather armor that, the same like class of armor that Nisa would wear, very sort of like roguish in style, who doesn't look necessarily like the fighter type. Like he's not armed in this form or in this illusion. It doesn't look like someone who would, engage in combat with anyone. Stop coughing, sorry.
It's okay. Thank you very much. As this figure approaches with a devil-may-care smile on his face, specifically looking at you, Nisa, as the younger illusion, Nisa, breaks down into sobs in the illusion. To any of you that might be looking as well, you'll notice her hand closing around a small dagger. Yet she still grieves. The older gentleman looks down. Nisa, what are you... She looks down, dropping the dagger, almost horrified, unsure of how it got into her hands. Sly smiles at that. Having trouble with your ride-along, are you?
Back then, yes.
Gotten better at it, though, did you? I always knew you had it in you.
Wasn't my choice. Though, I suppose it was, really.
There's the rub, though. It wasn't your choice. Never had a choice, but everything is a waste. was it you felt there? I mean, you didn't want to come with me to that bar that night. You just wanted to stay and have a good night. Do you think that choice was ever a choice at all?
I felt like it was my fault. If I was there, I could have done something.
You always were a lot like that. Oh, it's my fault. I could have done something. I should have done something. God, that is so classic you. You know, I used to always get a little bit frustrated hearing that from you sometimes. Not that hearing from you was ever a bad thing, darling. No. Loved every minute we spent together, but you always carry the weight of a world on your shoulder. A world that, let's be honest, you never always had a lot of choice in. A world that didn't do right by you. And yet, there you were, trying to pick up the pieces of it anyways.
We don't get to choose our burdens.
No, we don't. Some of them we do. So, why choose this burden? Why come here? Why become friends with all these people? Aren't you ever afraid they might end up like me?
Them, no.
That much faith in all their abilities, huh?
They made a choice. The same choice I made.
He smiles at that as he puts a hand on your shoulder. And the same choice I made. I chose to go out that night. I chose to get involved in the raid. I chose this life. I chose to be with you. Maybe it didn't work out the way we always planned. But I still got to spend a very happy while getting to know you, Misa. And if I had the choice to do it all over again, I would. Forgive me for making that choice. That choice that ended in me leaving you, that ended in your heartbreak. And as he reaches up to cup your face, and forgive yourself. Won't you do that for me? Oh, lover mine?
She... God. Sorry, this is totally method acting. This isn't my allergies beating my ass.
Okay. It's all good. It's all good.
Next enemy I make is gonna be called allergies.
God, what's the pollen count on this mountain?
No, seriously, like, seriously, like, never live anywhere south of the Mason-Dixon line if you have allergies, I swear. Anyways. My nose has not stopped running in like a month. She'll say, I can't, not yet.
Why not?
Because I've made the same mistake again. And until I can do something about it, history is bound to repeat itself.
Dilly-dally shopping. You drag all of this baggage around with you? I get tired a lot more than you ever expected. Maybe you can't find it in yourself to forgive yourself now, but at least let someone else shoulder that burden with you. You're not alone, pretty girl. You haven't been for a very long time, and I know that's not what you believe. But it's true. The weight of the world ain't so heavy. There are other people to carry it with you.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It did. You mentioned Mason Dixon line. Isaac went right for it.
I try, but it just... everything I get involved with seems to go so wrong so quickly.
Welcome to life, darling. Everything goes to shit. Everything you've built, it tears down. Everything you got, it takes. And it's gone forever. At the end of the day, your only choices are to lie down and die, or to keep going. You're here, so you kept going. That means something, darling.
Maybe someday I'll give up, but haven't been able to find the time.
The words of somebody who never quite gives up. Keep going for me, darling. Promise?
If you were real, you'd already know I already made that promise.
He leans forward. His face resting on the top of your head as he breathes in your scent. If I was real, I think I'd like to do this again. As he begins to fade away, he presses one last kiss to your forehead, before his touch and his warmth are gone.
Still awkwardly holding Ronir's hand unless he has forcefully pulled it away.
Let's see. Nope. 9 is not going to break that.
1 second.
Break that grip of yours. Nope,
Alright.
not quite.
All right. The ground begins to move again as you see blades of green begin to pop from the ground, as well as beautiful gardens and flowers. Along one of the stone trails, sitting under an umbrella, you see a well-dressed businessman. Ripper, would you like to describe your father to the rest of the party?
Oh shit, no. I didn't make those details.
Do you want me to just like shit him out my ass or?
Yes,
Cool.
please do.
I just
Cool.
imagine Colonel Sanders.
Sanders, but much more
Oh,
blonde,
man.
basically. So, which basically means his hair is basically transparent at this point. He does have, that handlebar mustache. He's wearing a completely white suit. He has, well-shined brown leather, leather loafers on. Leather. And he sits at a table, a glass of wine or champagne in his hand, as he begins talking with another gentleman in also a rather nice suit. It seems that they're discussing business of sorts. You hear the giggles of children as a figure runs past all of you, much smaller and much more compact, but very recognizable, as a lizard folk child runs up towards this man and presents 2 handfuls of flowers ripped straight from the earth. It doesn't look like this was done very cleanly or cut or anything like that, as dirt and soil still clings in clumps in this small child's hands, dripping down onto the man's pristine white pants and onto the floor. The man immediately gets up and begins screaming at this child. Get rid of it! What have you done? This is an amazing suit and you've ruined it! And haven't I told you a million times not to bother me while I'm working with a business partner? Go throw that away. It's filthy. Just like you. Ripper's face falls as the small lizard runs back indoors, clutching at the flowers now crumpled in hands. Even as Ripper sits indoors, all alone, covered in dirt, you can see the angry yelling and gesticulating of the man outside, still frustrated at having had his suit dirty and his business meeting ruined. A figure appears before you, Ripper.
Actual Ripper is now like just sitting down and is completely blank faced.
You sitting down is perfect because this figure seems to be at just the right height to meet you face to face. Daddy was never very nice to us, was he? Your brother, Tristan, stands before you. Would you like to describe what he looks like? Or are you looking at you?
I don't have physical descriptions of these people.
Tristan stands before you, couldn't be older than 6 or 7, wearing white overalls over a pink shirt. He has light blonde hair, just like his father. He never liked it when we tried to play.
Ripper just like takes his arms and buries his face in his knees and hides.
Tristan sits down in front of Ripper. Why are you so sad? You shouldn't be sad. Ripper should be happy. Ripper should have been happy. There wasn't a lot of room for happiness when we grew up, was there?
Sort of like head shake motion, but still hiding.
Daddy hurt us a lot. But it wasn't just him. Ariel didn't care. Sanja was a meanie too. She used to tell on us all the time. And every single day, he told us how we didn't measure up. That we were never good enough for him. But you're used to that now. We all are. So why this? Why this? Why did this hurt so much?
I gave him a present and he didn't even want it.
Do you ever wonder if that's how you feel about yourself? You were his children. They were supposed to be gifts to him. He didn't even want us. Not so far as he could squeeze out any use out of us. Tristan moves forward, almost kneeling in Ripper's lap now, as he reaches up and puts a hand on Ripper's hands to try and gently move them away. Does Ripper allow this to happen, or does Ripper try to still keep hands to the face?
We're keeping hands there.
Come on, Ripper. It's not so bad when you think about it. Because look where you are now. Daddy's nowhere in sight. You left. You got out. There's a whole world of people that aren't him, that are better than him. People that would love to receive flowers from you.
But there's more like him too.
Of course there's more like him. There will always be men like him.
Why?
Because the world isn't always fair. Because people are selfish. Because people don't always see how wonderful others are. But you don't have to be like that. In fact, you aren't. Despite everything he put us through, you turned out rather fantastic, I'd say. Despite the fighting rings, despite the cage, despite how much he hated you. You managed to rise above it all. The world is filled with bad people. But there are still good people there too. And you can be one of them. You can be the example that sets that out for everyone. And of course, I'm not saying you have to have kids. God, can you imagine any of us having kids? But if a man like him can come up with a child like you, imagine all the good that you could do. Oh, sister mine.
I'm gonna go in my pouch and dig around for a little bit and then take out a golden tooth and hold it up to Tristan.
He smiles at that. Is that from one of the wicked men you talked about?
Is the image still behind him?
Yes, it is.
I just point at Daddy.
I'm sure you'll get your chance one day. But for now, you do recognize that you've become far more than he ever expected. Far more than he ever knew you could be.
He doesn't care.
Doesn't matter whether he cares or not. I know it's hard to think that. But you're more than him. You're more than what he tried to make you. Take your time with how you might process all this. But don't forget that you're your own person. Flowers bloom, they stay pretty. And if you're the only one that appreciates them, then that's good enough.
I put my tooth away.
Tristan smiles. Well, I suppose that'll have to do as a good luck charm. I didn't get to give you everything before you left. No matter, though. I'm sure I'll see you one day, oh sister mine. And with that, the figure of the child fades away, going back into the ether, like mist dissipating in the air. The floor moves one more time. This time, the scene sets to a small bedroom. A young girl, no older than 7 or 8, sits in front of a mirror. Her hair is pulled into a bun by a pretty blue ribbon tied in a bow. But it seems messy, almost as if somebody pulled on it. Voices echo through the room as this little girl holds her face in her hands, crying. Small little hiccup sobs that she's trying to hide, trying to muffle. You also notice the distinctive pointed ears of elves. Voices echo through the room. Freak, half-breed, knife ears. Lillian, you feel 2 warm hands, a little bit rough and calloused around the tips, place themselves on your shoulder. Hello, sweetheart, your mother says to you.
Oh no, Mom.
Oh, your parents.
Sorry, what was that?
She mumbled under her breath, "Oh no, Mom."
Oh no, Mom. Yes, dear, it's me. Do you remember this day? I caught you crying after I had come home. Thought all the other kids at school were supposed to be taking care of you. Do you remember what you were crying about?
Yes, Mom. You know that I never forget anything.
The woman steps in front of you. Would you like to describe her appearance?
She is a little bit less than middle-aged. She has that look of a mother on her, always working. Her clothes aren't the nicest, but they do. And her hair is raven. You can tell that she works a lot, does what she can for the house, works a job even. She simply does her best.
The young woman, or not the young woman, Lillian's mother smiles at you. Yes, my dear. I'm well aware of your memory. So what are you crying about?
Up to this point, Lillian hasn't been looking at anyone else's memories. She hasn't been looking directly at them. She still probably sees the memories, definitely hears them, and as much as she tries to tune them out, she can't help it because it's human nature to listen. She turns and looks at herself, the reflection of herself. She responds to her mother. She says, I thought I would be accepted by the others. I thought that going to school would mean that they would accept me for my intellect. But they're all the same.
No, my dear. No, they're not. In fact, children can be rather mean, can't they? The younger Lillian pulls the ribbon out of her hair as her hair falls to her shoulders, covering her ears. Do you remember the day I bought you that ribbon? You were so excited. Said it was the prettiest thing you'd ever seen. You never wore it again after that day. She places her hand on your shoulder, Lillian, as the both of you look onward. That little girl. That scared, vulnerable little girl. She's deciding on something. What is she deciding, love?
She was deciding to hide who she was, is.
Your mother moves locks of hair aside from your face, tucking it behind your ear, revealing the pointed tips to everyone. You always had such pretty hair and such lovely features. It broke my heart finding out why you decided to start growing your hair out. But what was I supposed to say? And now look at you. How far you've come. Everything you've done. Tell me, Do the words that hurt you so long ago still matter?
I suppose not. There are bigger things at stake now than my ears.
Yes. There are always bigger things. But does it matter to you?
I think somewhere it will always just be a little part of me.
When you were a girl, you always ended up doing things in circles. You go through cycles. Tying your hair up, letting it down, trying something new, finding out someone didn't like it, and changing. I can't blame you. A lot of us go through these same motions. But my dear, isn't it time you broke this neat little circle of yours?
The circle helped me find my way.
Indeed it did. Helped you find your way through school? Helped you find your way back home?
I'm afraid that what I'm doing now, there is no circle. That what I'm going to continue to do, there is no circle. And that scares me.
Life can't be defined by circles, dear. As you get older, as you move out of your comfort zone, you'll find the world is a lot bigger than just one little circle. Oh, daughter mine, those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind.
She reaches for her mother's hand.
As your hand reaches down, you can feel the warmth of your mother's hand just before you even touch her. But just as your fingers make contact, your hand goes through as your mother begins to fade, just like all the other illusions before. The darkness all around you begins to recede, once again revealing the room that you were all in. And on the floor, just in front of the mirror, lying down on the carpet, that dusty old red carpet, is a mask of Kali the priestess.
I don't like that test.
But it's over now.
I don't think any of us liked that test.
What did you say the red carpet was now?
It's like dusty and old.
Okay. And the mirror is still there.
Yes, the mirror is still standing there,
What of the
silent and inert.
I don't think we're supposed to break it.
Hopefully not. What of the book?
Done.
Is the book still doing weird things?
The book seems to have calmed down and quieted now. But as you take a look in the book, You see portions of each of your visions and conversations recorded now in the book as well.
Oh crap. I'm gonna grab the book. I'm gonna close the book before anyone else sees that part.
The book is closed.
Does that mean Lillian's carrying all of our baggage?
Quite literally, yes. that book can be classified as a bellboy at this point.
The baggage book.
The book gains 20 pounds. I'm encumbered. I'll put the book away. And do I notice anything else different about the room?
So there's a mask.
Besides the mask on the floor,
Yeah,
there doesn't
besides
seem
that.
to be anything else.
I mean, the other difference is I'm hugging Ronir.
+2 approval.
Ronir just pats Ripper on the shoulder as he's getting squished.
As the book descends back into the darkness of my pack, I like to bend over and pick up the mask. It's on the ground on the red carpet, right?
Yes.
I'll-
That's
Is that on 5th level?
That's what that sound means. It's canon.
Starts playing.
No,
No,
wait for the Warcraft ding.
Oh damn.
that's the Zelda you
Alright.
have acquired an item noise.
Yes,
Alright, do we want to take our break before going on, or?
please.
Alright.
Alright. Burb then.
Yep, I'll be right back.
Some scenes may not be appropriate for younger audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Fine.
Will we, though?
Introduces more than one enemy. Oh no.
Multi-attack, Grout, you have 2 hands.
I have 2 hands and a mouth.
And legs.
Title
and
of your
legs.
sex tape.
You don't need to stand up to grapple somebody.
Wait a minute. I need to reread. I need to reread my archetype features.
Time to
Is
just...
that-
I don't think I get anything at 5 anyways.
I did
where
gotta
is
go
it?
fast.
I don't think druids get shit at 5, besides, new spells.
Probably not.
We get stuff at 6 instead. Anyways, we're live again and staring at our players' handbooks.
Ah.
Good
I
shit.
mean, I guess
Oh.
And I've been blue balled because I do not get extra attack till 6th level because I'm a caster.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Rip.
Yeah, I don't get anything until level 6. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay, so we good to go?
I still got my spell. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Let's
Yep.
get it on.
Yeah, let me know when we're good, Matt.
Oh, we're good. I'm just looking at my spells on a online thing for the
Okay,
moment.
got it. Alright, so welcome back, all of our, like, one viewer. Thank
It's
you.
fine.
It's probably, I was gonna say, it's probably one of us. Okay, so, just for anybody who's out of the loop, we do get to level 5 after our brave, intrepid heroes manage to face their most painful memories, then have a chat about it with some people that they probably didn't want to talk to.
And how does that make you feel?
And yeah, it's just like, get
Freud.
out of my head, Mom! Okay. So, as all of you make your way back outside of this room, Karma waits for all of you. Well, how did it go? Were you successful?
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about it.
Go through that.
She's
Oh,
munching on a taco. Are you sure you don't want to talk
r-
about it?
Really?
What?
Haven't we been through enough?
Slash taco out of hand.
Psychic damage.
Ronir produces the mask of Kali, and presents it to Karma. I think we got this after we went through our little trial, so I'm pretty sure we passed.
Well, that's wonderful. I don't think anybody has ever passed in a very long time. Truly, I think if there is such a thing as destiny, you were the ones destined to find this place and complete these trials. Was it difficult?
Ripper is now like pondering that Karma has said no one has passed in, hundreds of years, and it's like they just get so sad that they died.
Do you actually ask that?
I speak out loud, yes.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but actually, from what our tomes tell us, apparently most everyone who goes through there exits with great sorrow and never end up completing the rest of the tests. They don't achieve anything. Not entirely certain why, but was there something bad in there?
No, it's just not for the faint of heart.
What, like a dragon?
No, it dredges up the worst things it can find in your soul and presents it to you.
And everybody.
Oh. Are you alright?
Goes back to holding Lillian's hand and Ronir's hand.
And then Nisa's hand somehow.
All our hands together.
I'm sorry, what was her question?
Just completely derailed.
I got distracted by hand holding, yes.
No, it's okay. It's okay. She was just asking if you were all alright.
I think we'll be all right.
Alright.
Just
Well-
give us a bit.
Of course, take all of the time you need. I'm certain the other tests can wait if you need to take a break. Any of you hurt? I could heal you.
Somehow I don't think you can heal emotional baggage.
Watch me try, bitch. I cast cognitive behavioral therapy.
New cantrip discovered.
You can't trip.
That'd be a high-level spell, actually.
Right?
A very expensive spell.
calm
Very few wizards can cast this.
Called calm emotion.
That is a spell.
It is exactly.
Isn't there one called empathy?
That's like a druid spell or a cleric spell.
Yeah, there is.
But
I
in
can't
any
believe it's a
case,
spell for empathy. It's called being friends, guys.
There's also a spell for that.
Yes, I'm
If it-
currently casting friends.
it's a cantrip, but
Cast
not in the
friend.
way the Ripper's doing it.
Cast friends on yourself to learn to love yourself.
No, it is a cantrip. I can cast it as many times as I want.
Alright, so yeah, what do you guys want to do next?
Ronier's gonna suggest maybe we should try and go through the monkey-looking door for a change of pace.
Cricket.
I mean, we only have two options, guys. It's either that or Manny McMahon face.
The man.
It's whichever door you want to do. Oh, hey, my spell sheet finished.
Yay! Stall until the spell sheet finishes.
The loading bar atop of Nisa's head's gone. Hey. All right.
Microsoft noises coming out of Nisa.
Oh no, it erased what fucking spells I had selected, you piece of shit.
Typical Microsoft fashion.
Damn
Wow,
it.
no.
Now I've got to reselect all my shit, you stupid thing. Okay, whatever. I have 9 spells to prepare. At the
I will follow Ronir's lead and start dragging my hand holding towards the monkey door.
Oh no, I'm grappled.
I need you to roll strength to contest.
Yeah, that's not happening. Not with my strength.
I'm just gonna use my passive, so that's what 10 plus modifier.
Wow, that's BS. I'm using my passive. 9.
17.
I got a 6.
We're going.
We're going. Okay. Alright, so you guys head on into the strange demon monkey looking door. Just give me one second.
Oh, frick. I'm at impasse. Do I take counterspell or not?
Always take counter
Always
spell.
take counterspell.
Oh.
As given that I fucked you guys up with the one time I actually gave you a caster.
Do I take Lehman's tiny hut?
I mean,
It's useful.
Or do I take haste?
but
do you want you have 2 targets you can haste, so
Or do I
it's
take
up to
cat?
you.
Alright, I'll decide
mean-
this later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, again, I'll give you a free, because this is the middle of the session, I'll give you a free recon at the end of the session.
No, I'll just decide completely later, so it has no bearing on my judgment.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good. Alright, so you guys enter down another dark tunnel, very identical to the previous tunnel that you guys were just in. And you come across a dark chamber that seems to just be entirely made of stone. Whereas the other chamber seemed, almost just like an abandoned, personal room. This one there doesn't seem to be any sort of welcoming presence inside of there. There's no one living here.
It's just-
what does
as-
it smell like?
It's dusty and it's old, but you can also smell something very foul in here, vaguely like urine and defecation.
Oh, that's colorful.
Smells like an inn.
Smells like the moist clam all over again.
Smells like your moist clam. Oh.
Wait,
So,
I thought the hung horse was the piss inn.
both. All right. As you guys continue on through the room, you hear heavy breathing coming through coming through something that almost sounds like deep and gnarled. And if you would continue to the other end of the room, you
I
find
will let go of hands.
hands must be let go of in order to continue on.
Yes.
And then I go first.
All right. So, as you continue on, you find a large creature standing at the end of the room, or not standing, sitting. The long white hair covers his face, matted and dirty. The skin seems like a almost disgusting pale to view as it's pulled taut across sinew and muscle and veins, and inside of, in its hands you see long black claws. The breathing suddenly stops on a hitch as its face looks up. Eyes a dead, murky yellow color, and mouth pulls into a wide grin of multiple thin, sharp teeth that are not black. And I need you all to roll initiative.
Oh,
Alright then.
I'm ready.
Let's
Also,
get it
I'm not
on.
gonna use a map for this, because consider this room basically just a gigantic cube.
How big?
I mean, about the only thing we might need a map. I mean, we don't really need a map. We don't really need like a map, but like being able to like draw
better.
out like spell dimensions.
Yeah,
Alright.
here,
Alright, this die is being exiled for rolling a 1 on initiative.
Dice jail. To jail with you.
Cool. Okay, so this works pretty well. So yeah, we'll just use this because I'm lazy.
My deck.
Warriors dice. You have failed this initiative.
Give me 1 second. I'm
What'd
gonna
you roll
check
anyway?
initiative tracker.
In that one.
I rolled a 1.
oh, that's like 6 for you.
No, that's a 4.
Close enough.
No, I'm sorry, 5. 5.
See? I
My-
was even closer.
5. So I need. Let me see. What dice?
Initiative tracker. Where are you?
Okay, so Dissonant Whispers is 3d6. Oh, up to 5 d6.
You know,
Here we go. There is an initiative tracker up on the page.
Vicious Mockery is d4.
And just to set the scene, let's just say that this like, let's just say like we're working with this entire cube.
d10
this
and 2
And
d8.
I'm just slapping you guys here, but feel free to arrange yourselves in whatever order you prefer.
I went
Okay.
first.
There you go. Yeah, so go ahead and move yourselves. I'll allow it. Just get yourselves into position before we start.
Okay.
so this entire room, right,
Yeah.
is at our disposal.
Yes.
Nice. Are there any structures or covers or anything like that?
There are, yeah, let's go with that. Hold on, I'm gonna draw stuff for you. So yes, there are going to be pillars that seem to be holding this place up. I will draw them for you.
All right, nice.
It's a very small
Ian's mouth. Anywhere I can hide.
Yes. We know even before Isaac's finished making the map.
Is there anywhere where I will not sustain damage in fear of death?
Rope kiss, rope trick.
Is there anywhere where I can just not play the game so my character can't die?
Looks at HP Pool, raises hand. Hi, can I abscond from this fight?
Yeah. I wish not to participate in this trial anymore.
Raise his hand. So I'm a pacifist.
Hey, it was between this wizard and that tranquil monk, right?
You were gonna go tranquil monk?
Whatever that monk with the healing monk thing that was.
Yeah.
Tranquility, which you
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to because I'm not allowing whatchamacallit, I'm not allowing
UA.
Well, you were before. You
was
were
I?
before.
I don't think I
You
No,
said
I
you
don't-
were. You said you were okay with it.
I said officially published material.
Yeah, you did. But you said that was okay for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I decided to go with wizard anyway because it was better
I
to.
think I probably decided it because I looked at Tranquility and was just like, wow, most of this stuff besides the actual healing itself is pretty fucking useless.
I know, right?
That welcome to most of monks that aren't open
it's like-
hand. Basically, all monks that aren't open
come on,
hand are
don't-
like
don't-
that.
Oh, don't put down my boy the Kensei.
You were looking through your weep goggles too hard.
The weave goggles, yeah. they have colored your vision too much, Daniel.
It's not the weak colors. I remember I was an instructor for like 4 years, so it's like it's personal bias. It's the most personal of biases.
Personal weave bias.
Weebus.
Don't make me. Okay, now I have to go look up the monk path that was basically a luchador.
Oh
I remember
man.
seeing that.
Do you think that'd be a barbarian?
Well, there's a barbarian one where it's more like American pro wrestling, but there's a monk version which is more of the high flying luchador type, and that's why it's death.
God bless.
So it's like I need to go
Anyways.
find it now. I need to go find it now.
We seem
so
to
I'll
have
be
lost.
back.
Oh no, our
Or-
enemy's still over there. It was
Or
just
no,
scroll off the
I'm still
screen.
here. I need to find it.
Let me zoom out the map. Okay.
I have a question before we get going. Do we recognize this creature at all, or can we draw any like immediate conclusions about it?
I would like you to roll animal handling for me. That's the one, right?
Oh god, animal handling.
Or is it? Do you want nature?
Nature, thank you. God, what is his name? I'm sorry, it's been a while.
Animal handling.
You're fondling the animal, like you're making sure you're getting close, and you're like doing like a.
You're Steve Irwining it.
Oh man, I got a 15. I might stand a chance.
Snap.
Really? You too? Okay, now you're going to dice jail.
I got a 20 with a
Come
zero
on!
with a 0 modifier.
Lillian?
I'm not gonna do that.
Not? Okay. So
Yeah.
if you rolled a 14 or higher, you would recognize that this is not the creature that you all faced before in the cave. This is a different monster that is quite common in Strand legend and lore. This is an Oni.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Oh man, Matt's face is frozen for me right now, and he had the best expression.
Oh, am I frozen? No.
You were frozen a little while ago.
Oh,
but
my camera freaked out.
it was amazing, I must say.
Camera also had like a small stroke in addition to the layers. The pillars are perfectly square. Bite me.
See, they can make square pillars.
That's a thing.
You don't know them.
Beth is on my side.
You weren't perfectly fair.
You know what?
Let's see.
All right. So you guys have all put your initiative in. Very, very good. I just have to make sure I don't.
Fire damage, huh?
Are you guys being meta?
Oh no, I'm trying to go through my spells.
Oh.
I'm not being meta. I am looking through a book though, but not to be meta.
Okay.
I
I'm looking through a book because I might cast a spell, but the spell requires extra shit from a different book, so I've got to find it. Where the hell is what I'm looking for? How many pages back is it? Oh, there it is. Aha.
So are you guys ready to start then?
I suppose so.
yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
What's happening? Is this creature just sitting there and like, or is it gotten up and looked at us?
It has gotten up. It is looking at you, and it looks mean.
It looks
well-
like it's gonna charge, right?
Well, it's smiling, and it does
Oh,
not
okay.
look like a happy smile. It looks
Oh, it's like
it's like, you know, like cat has been given like 6th meal of the day.
All right. Well,
That is rather specific.
yeah, it's rather specific. It's like you understand.
Don't at
something.
me. Don't at me. I'm not overfeeding my friend's cat in an attempt to make it as bad as possible.
Rather
Shut up.
you.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm perfectly square up into it. I like push Nisa out of the way, like move. Okay, 1, 2. I get over here. I get like on the left side of Nisa. I'm gonna firebolt it as I run past.
Okay, give me that.
Oh no!
Oh no! What did you
Oh
do?
no! One.
Oh no.
No.
Oh.
Would you like to describe how this backfires, or?
Well, I imagine that like I'm pushing through Nisa and like I trip on the blade, like the shaft of her scythe, and I fall prone. So like I slide here, and that's it. I'm on the prone. I'm on the ground now.
Make like the dumbest noise ever as you fall. Just like, I cast fireball.
It's like the flame in my hand. I just go.
It lands on the ground where there's like a small pile of snow and just fizzles out. All right. The Oni gets up, standing to its full height, and it
Oh.
says something in a language that none of you speak. And yes, I checked. But it smiles even wider. And Nisa, unless there's anything you'd like to do, Lillian.
Well, the good thing is I fall in prone, and I didn't get my shot on it, so I didn't pull the mob, and I didn't draw aggro.
The rest of your movement speed to fall behind a pillar.
I have like half movement. Let's see, 1, 2,
You
3.
can stand up.
I'll stand up. I'll stand it with half my movement.
Let's see. So,
We summon cat.
I'm not totally sure. Let's see. There's how many
But cat is
spaces
for
are there?
fun.
So it's like up against a wall, right? Because the room is
Yes.
there's an end of the room over there.
Yeah.
Like it's about to, come charging in.
What do you mean?
Like, does it look like it's about to like engage us, or is it waiting
Yes,
for us
it
to
does.
do something?
It looks like it's ready to go. It's ready. It's right.
Yeah, it's gonna kill us.
Okay, so I have a question, Isaac, and this is totally up to you how you decide to do this. Because this is one of those. This is one of the spell I'm going to cast is one of those spells that literally nobody runs it correctly.
Okay.
So it's up to you how you want to do this. If I cast Conjure Animals, the way it's supposed to work is that I choose a specific CR rating
Okay.
as listed in the spell, but I don't get
Yeah.
to choose the creature.
Okay.
So I don't know how you want to do that.
He's asking you essentially if you want to choose.
If I want to choose, or if you want to choose.
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to choose the creature, or do you want me to, like...
No, man. You choose whatever you want. Like, I feel like that sucks kind of some of the fun out of it if I'm just, like, randomly shitting out whatever, like, random monsters you get. So if you want to do that, just go for whatever you want as long
You
as
get
it lies
6
within the challenge rating.
squirrels.
Yeah, like...
He's mechanically surrounded. He can't move.
I mean, DMs... I've read horror stories of DMs doing that, because it technically says, or lower. So, like, you could choose one beast of CR2, and they could give you a squirrel.
Have like 12 hummingbirds.
Yeah, the max you can get is 8, but...
I don't
Okay.
know, man. 8 hummingbirds.
It's
Those I
One-fourth or
suspect would be
lower.
functionally similar to the bat mosquito things.
So here's what I'm going to do, and I hope that this works the way that I intend, but we'll see. So I'm going to ready an action, and that action is going to be... As soon as the Oni takes a step forward, it gets away from the wall, so there's... so that it's not back against the wall up there.
Right?
As soon as it moves forward, I'm going to cast Conjure Animals, and I'm going to summon 8 CR 1/4 wolves, and I can do it within 60 feet, which is plenty. So I'm just going to completely mechanically surround him with wolves.
Oh man. I should just give you the exotic from Destiny. Do you want to know what it's called?
What?
Lord of Wolves.
And then we have this. If we
gonna-
need to represent things on the map.
Actually, we probably have like a wolf token here somewhere. I'm just an idiot.
I just put
Yeah,
it.
but
I put it
now
in the
we
chat.
have, like 8 Facebook friends.
Horror movie unfriended. Okay. Yeah, okay, so you're gonna hold on that turn, okay?
Yep, so that-
Ripper.
Yep, that's a ready to action. It should go off when if he
Or is there
moves towards us.
anything else you would like to add? Or do?
No, that's all I was gonna do. I guess I could just say 60 feet. That's 40. I'll move back a couple of feet. Actually, I'll move back like here.
There? Okay.
I'm still flanking. I'm flanking a party member.
Is there anybody else you would like, or anything else you'd like to do?
Nope,
before you-
I'm done.
Okay. Ripper, it is your turn right now.
Oh man, it's my turn. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 5. It's time to ruin the ready to action.
Lol.
It was a gamble because I didn't know, like, where it fell in initiative.
And again, Lillian did just fall down.
Thanks for noticing.
Oh god,
So
so
I
many
think-
wolves.
What is going on?
Just gonna leave these on the side for later.
I think what I'm gonna do instead is just like get over here,
Oh crap.
and I'm gonna shield Lillian with my body, and I will ready an action in the event that it gets within my reach to
Nice.
grapple it.
Okay. Very, very good. Okay, so it is now the Oni's turn, and he is going to start to move, which means that, Nisa, your action goes off. Do you want it to be like he walks one step and then he gets surrounded?
Yeah, basically he gets off the wall so that, because you can't mechanically surround something that,
Right.
let's see. Yeah, appear in unoccupied spaces you can see within range, so as long as it's within 60 feet. So now, basically, every square that is touching this thing has a wolf in it.
Mechanically surrounded.
Wolf for days.
Lots of
How many
wolves.
wolves did you summon?
8.
Let's see.
He's really getting dogpiled.
Oh.
Let me see what it says for the initiative on these things.
No,
You-
guys,
I have
he's
to-
been locked in-
1 second, Isaac. I have to
The
roll
wolf- the
initiative for
doghouse.
these wolves now.
Do you want to roll initiative, or do you want to just do it so they all go on your turn to make this easier?
According to the spell, it's supposed to be they're supposed to have their own initiative, but they have initiative as a group.
Oh, okay, so that's better. I thought you were gonna do like one for each. and I
No,
was
they
like, that would be
they move as a
hard.
group, so it got a 22 on initiative.
Holy
Jesus.
shit!
The wolf pack is ready.
Wolves be ready, yo.
Give me a hot second, and I'll throw one in the initiative tracker for you.
It's okay if it somehow gets loose. I'm ready to grapple it.
Aren't particularly tough, but I mean,
Okay, hold on. I just need to move a group because there we go.
there's too many.
Yeah, there's two, and not only that, but like it went to the top of the add turn was blocked as well. I'm also making them all so that they can be controlled by you. Just give me a hot second.
Well, since you're doing that, I will put their health in the tokens so that it's
yeah.
easy to tell who's dead. Because some of these are going to be dead very quickly.
Okay, so you're good on that, seeing that he is surrounded by wolves. This Oni is going to pick up its glaive off of the wall and use that to attack two of the wolves.
Let's see, what is their AC? Okay.
You ready for this? Okay. That is going to be, I'm bad at math, a 21 on one of them.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit.
A 15 on the other one.
Yep, those will both hit.
Those will both hit. Okay.
Was he attacking the ones in front of him?
Yes, he is going to attack. Hold on. I'm just gonna. Boop. He's going to attack the two that are closest to Ripper. So that's this one there and this one. So yeah, this one and this one. I can see that their health is 11, so I'll let you know if they die.
Yep, I'm trying to set up their tokens so that you can actually tell their stats.
Thank you. It's more effort than I put in. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that is well above their hit point maximum, so that one dies.
I figured, but that's one melee attack that the party didn't eat.
You mean
And
two?
the other one dies, so these two are both dead. I'm just gonna cater them off to the side here and delete them. Alright. And, yeah, it's going to go ahead and invoke opportunity from all of them.
Oh, Jesus.
Here comes the pack tactic.
Alright,
Yes.
alright. We need to split these up for some rolls. So,
I'm
we're
ready.
basic. Okay,
Everyone roll 2.
yeah, everyone roll 2. They have a, they all have advantage, and they have a +2 to hit. Or no, +4 to hit. I'm sorry. They have +4 to hit.
Okay.
Okay, I got a crit on one,
Oh Jesus!
and then the other one is a 19 to hit.
Alright, I gotta roll.
23 and 22 on mine.
Oh my God, are you shitting me?
What?
I rolled 2 1s.
Ah.
Okay. So given the number of, like, the number of hits we're doing, I'm just gonna, like,
Oh no, I have advantage. What am I doing? Fuck.
gonna make this
Yeah.
easy on all of you and just be like, and just let you know what you have to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is just gonna make this go a lot more smoothly, but basically if you go get a 16 or above.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, it's
Yeah.
above 16, because if it matches, it's
Yeah.
the defender that wins. Yeah, okay.
It's the roller that wins.
No, it's always the it's always the person that rolls the dice.
Offensive, yeah.
Thank you.
Offensive.
I have 1 hit. Who else has got a hit?
I got 2 hits.
I've got a hit and a crit.
Ooh.
Okay, so that is basically if you hit, you're gonna roll 2d4 plus 2 for a single hit.
2d4 plus 2 per hit. So
Isaac,
8
I crit for 11 points of
and
damage.
4.
A crit for 11 points of
I
damage.
feel like we should put these in the chat box or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'll put them in the-
throw them into the chat box and I'll get to them. You don't have to do the math for the total, I'll do that.
And I missed one, but the crit makes up for it. So,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every little bit helps.
and they need on a hit they need to make strength saves of 11 DC.
Oh, yep.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, every hit they have to make a strength saving throw of a DC 11 or be knocked prone. Now, somehow I don't think this thing can roll that low, but
There's 4 saves here.
At least.
Daniel, did you roll damage?
Yeah, I rolled damage. Both of them succeeded.
Oh,
So Beth got 2 hits. I got 2 hits. You got 1 hit.
yeah.
I mean,
what's the
I think-
damage.
yeah, what was the damage?
Oh,
It's in Skype.
8 and
86.
6.
86.
It's- I put it in the chat.
Let me just
yeah,
pull out my
86 on mine.
calculator. Okay.
All those numbers are yours.
Thank you. The 8 plus 6 is Daniel's, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so very nicely done.
And now for every one of those numbers, you have to roll a strength save on this thing.
I
I
haven't bloodied yet.
I do?
Yes, the Oni has to roll for every single one of those numbers in the chat box. It has to roll a individual strength save DC 11.
Which is 6
Okay.
saves. 6 saves.
It is not bloodied. Okay,
Somehow
so-
I don't think it can roll low enough to actually fail this, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I don't know. Can it roll a
It's
10 or
anything, man.
lower? If it rolls a 10 or lower, it's prone.
I need to make 6 of these strength saves, yeah?
Yep.
Yep.
Trying to
Sorry.
grab as many d20s as I can. What? How dare you? How dare you play this game?
What incarnation?
What incarnation? Okay, DC 11, so save. Just barely saves.
Close.
Save. Okay, yeah, so
Damn.
he saves on all of them.
Okay, so he is fine. Nothing happens on success.
Not yet. He's heading towards the next ready to action.
But he took damage, it's all that matters.
took damage. That he did. So he's gonna move towards you, Ripper, where your readied action is going to go off. So make
Oh,
that
that's
grab.
terrible. I'm gonna use that inspiration.
Do it. Use it.
That didn't help a whole lot, but whatever. We were committed.
God, that was a lot of
Uh,
Not
damage.
for me.
It's gotta beat a 14.
Yeah, he gets a 15. So he smacks your arms out of the way as you try to grapple him. Would have been awesome too, because you could have used your claws to like dig into him anyways. But yeah, he is out of action, so he's gonna stop right there. Thank you very much. And the next person to go is Premier.
Okay, I'm going to. I thought I knew. Oh yeah, he's still holding his glaive, right?
He is, yes.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and focus my spell to cast Heat Metal on the
Ooh,
glaive.
Spicy.
Yes.
Spicy.
Let me see. So it activates automatically.
Yeah, you don't need. There's no save for heat metal. I know that.
So yeah, he takes the first 2d fire damage, which is 10 points of fire damage.
10 points. Okay, nice enough.
And then, since he's still holding it, he must succeed on a con save or drop the object. If he doesn't drop it, he has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until his next turn.
Right. Okay. So Constitution save. Let's see.
Yes.
Remember, your proficiency bonuses bumps up if you haven't.
What do I have to beat again for that con save?
15.
15. He definitely fails and drops the glaive onto the ground, shaking his
Nice.
hand at the fire. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I think that's all I can do for right now. As I go ahead and I hold my new hook swords together to get ready for the next attack.
Okay, so then we are at top of the rounds. The wolves.
It's the wolf's turn.
The pack.
Here we
The
go.
pack.
It's the wolves.
The
Oh
wolves.
my god, this is like Teen Wolf come to life.
No.
Yes.
It's a furry convention.
Actually,
around
we're
the
gonna
Swanee.
we're gonna leave a space.
Oh, I see you. I see you.
We're gonna leave a space. All right, everybody everybody but one of us gets 2 wolves. So you guys can each take 2 wolves. 200 IQ. All right, everybody take 2 wolves.
What was their hit mod again?
Plus 4.
Okay, and the AC
wait.
was 16, so that one's gonna miss, but the other one is gonna hit.
Hit. On a 16 is a hit.
I got a 14.
20,
Oh, okay.
22 and a nat 20.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus,
20.
another nat 20. They have advantage, by the way. Remember that.
I did.
Yeah, I know. So one of them got a 4. The one that got the crit got a 4, and the one that didn't get a crit got a 6.
Okay, just write that down for me.
Okay.
Right.
Let's see. I'm on it.
All right. Let's just clear that. Clear that.
Pretend.
Pretend.
That never happened.
Let's see. Plus
We're putting it in the Roll20 chat.
Oh, okay.
Do I need to clear that again, or did you guys get figured out?
She put a thing to divvy it up.
Yeah.
Guys,
I
we
think
just
that's
rolled the same thing.
Okay. Nicely done. Okay. Okay, is that all the wolves do?
All the wolves can do, I think. Let me double check if they have
He
any.
needs
No.
to make more strength saves.
Oh right, every
Right,
hit makes a
yeah.
strength save.
6. Okay.
Oh god.
Saves. And saves. Okay.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's
Nice
fine.
shot.
We're wasting a bunch of
Yeah.
dice rolls. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, Lillian.
Okay. Plus 10 approval gone. Oh, this is bad. This is crowded.
That's why there's a space. Go to the right.
1, 2, 3, 4. I do here. Should be able to target with a firebolt, so I'll do that. Where's the? Okay. No, it's not gonna hit. It's gonna be a 14.
14?
Yeah, so that
Okay.
misses. And I'm running towards the right pillar now.
Okay. Right.
You're struggling to figure out what's going on because there's just like suddenly wolves.
Suddenly wolves.
Like what is?
Yeah, it's like,
Not sure if the wolves are aggressive or on your side or what's happening. There's just madness.
Well, they've all been biting him, so you can assume.
okay. I'll end my
Right.
turn.
You end your turn there? Good. Okay, so it's now Nisa's turn.
Okay, it's my actual turn. Let's see, what can I do here? I can. I can't really. I've basically boxed myself out right now, but that's okay. I will use my action to just cast, or not cast, not a spell. Use symbiotic entity. So we'll just buff that up, and use Shillelagh, and then I'm gonna move, like. We're just gonna stand in a nice diagonal line,
And then
So-
it casts lightning bolt.
so we can get lightning bolted. Yes. Alright, how long does this last? It lasts for up to, oh god, these animals last up to 1 hour.
Oh boy.
An hour of wolves.
That,
We
I,
come back with wolves.
I thought it was gonna be 1 minute.
Carver's like, what happened?
Where did you get wolves? They're all like weird, like tentacly looking wolves.
wolves for days.
So like the wolves from Twilight Princess.
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I'm doing.
Ripper, go out.
Oh right, I have more health now. I gotta change my health number.
Yes.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh right, we also, is it 1, 2, 3, 4? I think I have more temp HP right now than Lillian has actual HP.
We're trying to say Holmes.
Yeah, what are you trying to say? Huh? Say something about her?
Alright. And if Nisa is done with turn,
I am
it is-
done.
it is time to rage. Because he wants to hurt my friends. And then I'm going to grapple again. So he needs to contest.
Alright.
22.
That's a 27. You rolled a nat 20, so at least we burned that.
That's okay, because I get to try again.
Yes.
Do it again, Vic. Oh, that's disappointing. 17.
Yeah, no, does not. It's okay.
That's
Okay, we're
okay.
wasting good rolls here.
We
Is
can
anything else?
hope.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
It's okay, you're dealing plenty of damage as a wolf.
Right? Because it's on D4s, I promise you that.
And these rolls be OP.
But no, that will... Actually, I have an object interaction. I don't know if I would have this information. Does he seem ready to pick up his weapon again?
He does not. I will
Can
give
you
that to
even
you.
pick up? It's on fire, right?
It's still burning.
Yeah.
You can pick it up, but it is
No,
still burning.
like you shouldn't pick it up though.
No, I'm not going to pick it up.
Okay.
But yeah, Beth was just wondering if like it looked like Oni Boy was going for it again. He's not.
Okay. No, I got a plan actually. Eventually, but no, that'll be the end of my turn for now. I have
Okie
a
dokie.
plan.
So, Bartholomew, it is your turn.
Wait, what?
Sorry.
What?
Bartholomew?
It's not.
Mhm.
It's not my turn.
No?
No, it's
Isn't it-
Rainier,
oh,
it's
wait,
Rainier's
wait,
turn.
You're ready turn? No, it's the Oni's turn now. Sorry, I'm like fucking up that turn order. Okay. It's the Oni's turn. Now I'm gonna need all of your help on this because I don't know how to draw a cone.
Rip.
Collection of
Uh,
cones
Oh
somewhere.
no.
60-foot
I
cone
mean, it's-
here.
Just-
Where's that collection of cones?
It's a straight line with the 60 feet being at the end.
Who are you aiming it at?
We'll find out.
Like so
And then, like, in terms of like width, but like I need to know the width.
Isn't it like a 45-degree cone or a 90-degree?
Hold on, I'm trying to find the reference to it. We have a reference sheet for that. Oh, here we go. Spell blocks. What are you trying to get? What size cone?
A
60-foot cone?
60-foot cone. Here you go.
Yeah.
I got that.
That works.
There. That's a 60-foot cone.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. In which case, from outwards.
You might as well assume that everybody is gonna die by this.
Yeah, basically everybody, but like those like. Oh
The few
god.
wolves up there.
Yeah, those few wolves up there. I need y'all to make a con saving throw.
Con
save, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so So how many wolves are being hit by this? So I can roll con
The
saves.
one in front of him.
Okay. What is their con?
Thank you, dice. Thank you, dice.
Okay, I'll do the wolf first. Okay, the wolf got an 18 on the con save.
Damn, wolf rolled higher than me.
Now I gotta roll my con save.
Wait. Okay, hold on. Isaac.
Yeah.
Is this a spell?
It
This
is a spell.
It's either you tag Ripper or you tag all three of us and not Ripper. Right? Like. Look at
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
right,
That's
right.
Yeah.
true. Okay.
Which one? Who do you want?
I'll go for the ones on the right. To be
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah, we kind of did ask for it by lining up perfectly like that.
Yeah.
I mean, how can we know? How can we know?
You gotta steer diagonally.
How
Okay,
could we
so
know?
the wolf had an 18. Nisa has a 12. Wait, is it a
The guy-
12?
The guy looks at them and then looks at like Ripper not in the diagonal line, and he's just really mad that he didn't get to connect 4.
And the wolf is in there.
And the wolf is in there, yeah. Okay, so con saving throws.
Yep.
Modify 20.
Modify 20. Okay.
12.
12. Okay.
Nisa,
Yeah, guys.
Nisa,
I'm
Nisa,
gonna take damage.
Nisa also has a 12, and the wolf got an 18.
This is not asleep, right?
Guys.
Okay, what?
I have bad news for you.
Okay.
Bad news is y'all are gonna get hit by this no matter what. The good news is if you rolled a 12 or above, holla, you take it half damage, which I think everyone
man.
rolled 12 or above.
Okay.
right?
Does this do elemental damage?
It does. This is cold, as he casts Cone of Cold.
I use absorb elements.
Alright.
Reaction.
That's pussy, babe. You good.
How
gotta see if I
much
have any
damage
good
we talking?
If you half the damage, you take 15 points of damage.
So, so I take half again, right? Because I'm. Wait,
Yeah, because you absorbed it.
I absorb half, so I take round. You always round down, or do you round up or down?
I think it's you round up, so it's 8 points.
Round
Right,
up.
8.
Yeah,
So
damn.
do we round down?
up, it's fine.
So
Whatever
that's
you wanna
minus
do, at the end of the day, it's
this.
fine. I think the 1 point isn't going to really kill you.
You see
Oh,
it
Lillian.
now.
The 1 point might kill Lillian.
I mean, if Lillian is taking 15, that's
I
fine.
know, no, I'm joking. Is like 1 point doesn't matter, but 1 point might
Oh.
be the difference between life and death for Lillian.
Right.
I mean, I kind of just assume that anything that breathes in her direction will probably kill her, so...
Okay,
So
so
total, the half damage is 15.
Half damage is 15, yes.
All right. Well, no, needless to say, I'm bloodied, right, guys?
right.
It's fine. We got this.
It's fine, we
Lillian has
got this.
taken damage for the first time in the campaign.
15,
Mhm. Oh, I need to
I
make a
remember
concentration check.
Oh, so do
It was a
I.
good
So do I.
streak.
Mother Hubbard, really?
I gotta make a concentration check for the wolves. I'm good.
Yeah.
I passed.
Yeah, the heat metal has dissipated.
Oh no. I was gonna use that, damn you.
The absorb elements lowered the DC on the thing.
Alright,
Ugh.
so,
I don't think I would have
Uh,
passed that if I didn't absorb elements, actually.
fine. You're
I
fine.
mean, it would have still been 10. The DC is half the damage.
Yeah. You're
Or
fine.
10.
It's fine, it's
So-
fine.
It's like he casts like a cold damage, like a cone of cold, more or less.
Yeah, basically.
All right, good to know.
Okay, so with that, I'm just gonna get rid of this. With that, so this one, how much damage did the wolf take? Like,
The,
wolf
the,
at
the,
15,
Oh,
right?
the wolf saved, but
Oh,
it's
but
still
yeah,
15.
it's still dead.
but it's still dead because it only has 11 HP.
I'm just gonna fuck off this wolf. Okay, and now it is Rainier's turn.
Save
Alright.
us.
I'm going to first of all step in, object interaction, kick the glaive over to Ripper,
Oh man.
and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my new hook swords and do regular attack and offhand weapon attack using my defensive flourish.
Okay, go ahead and roll me that damage and the attack rolls, or the attack rolls and then the damage.
The attack rolls. Okay, so the one is going to be a. Okay, the dice are 19 and 14, so with modifier they will hit.
Okay, yep, definitely.
And so this deals 8 plus 3, so that is
Oh, wait,
11.
I forgot to mention one other thing. On his turn, you see some of his flesh knit back as he starts to heal himself.
Mother
Oh no.
Okay,
I
so
forgot we had that.
Oh, what do...
Okay.
So, here's the thing that we didn't discuss that might be important now that this is happening.
Okay.
We rolled nature checks earlier. Did that get us... Like, we... Obviously, some of us knew what it was. What do we know
Right.
about it?
Okay. You know that Onis are creatures that live in the Strand, and they are terrifying nightmare monsters that tend to feed upon the children. They are shapeshifters and can magically polymorph into the forms of other creatures, and they use that to beguile and trick their human victims into trusting them before devouring them.
So it's an intelligent being and not like an undead thing.
Yes.
Oh, an Oni.
You just now got
I was
that?
picturing like a purple gorilla.
Oh my god.
What did you?
Oh my god.
We're listening to the animal description.
Uh,
I don't know. Like, I kept thinking it's still that purple gorilla, but it has white hair all of a sudden.
oh my god.
Like it has just the tuft of white hair.
Anyway,
Nisa's just
The
like
silverback
Gamora.
gorilla.
Nisa's like Gamora, just like I'm gonna die, surrounded by the biggest idiots in the galaxy.
anyway, Ronir hacks at this thing with his new hook swords and deals a total of 23 points of slashing damage.
Hot damn, girlfriend. Okay. So
And
23.
and then he has a bonus +6 AC till the end of the turn.
Okay.
Time to start tanking.
87. He is very bloodied now, as he stumbles back from the slashes of your swords.
Only to run into a wolf.
Wall. I'll just give you a spell called like Wall of Wolves.
That's basically what this is.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
No, I think I've done everything I can do on my turn.
Okay. Then
So
we're
it's
to the top of
back
the
to the
round
top.
with Wolf Wall.
Alright, wolf
Here's
wall.
I'm ready.
Alright, one person is only getting one
I'll
wolf.
I'll do the one.
But they're all still adjacent,
Okay.
so they all
Oh,
get
no.
advantage.
It's the wolf that got stepped on. I miss.
Really? Even with advantage? Come on.
Yeah, I rolled a 3 and a 4.
Wow. My wolves got, on the first wolf got a 5 and a 4. The second one got 2 6s. That's not hitting
That
jack.
Jaming, is that last 6 from this turn?
No.
No, okay. So yeah, I just put the marker and go ahead and put all of your damage rolls, the ones that hit,
Alright.
inside the chat.
Currently there are no hits. What about Jaming's wolves?
How many do I roll?
2.
2.
None on the first one. None on the I got 2 1s on the second one.
Oh my god,
Okay.
none of the wolves hit anything.
The wolves have become incontinent.
Yep.
It's too cold.
It's yeah, these are not winter wolves.
I'm struggling to control them because, Nisa is used to being like 2 people, but now she's like 2 people and a bunch of wolves.
You got shot in the face by Kuna Cole too, so
Nisa is now 6 wolves in a trench coat.
Yes.
you rolled con check for like
The wolves, yep.
Okay. Then is there anything else they'd like to do, or
Nope, they're gonna just keep doing what they do. The position is fine right now.
Gonna get in the way and get stepped on.
Lillian, you've been hurt for the first time.
In 21 episodes.
Yeah.
Hey.
What you gonna do, girlfriend?
She's there. She's behind Nisa. She's covered in ice, like just hanging off of all her extremities, like icicles.
For some reason, I imagine this is like one of those scenes in a cop show where like a bomb goes off nearby and like it's just like the characters looking around and there's just ringing sounds.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. That's exactly it. And she's like, so cold.
They should do that with like the they should do that with like Archer, where anytime like that happens where the explosion goes off and their ears are ringing, you just hear them all just like mop 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 mop.
Oh, I'm not sure what to do. Isn't really a good space for it. I think I'll have to cast Magic Missile. So she slowly shambles her way behind the pillar, just disappears from the pillar, like she's just gone. And all you see are just magic bolts explode out of the corner of the pillar.
You have become one with the darkness.
Yeah, I am become darkness and the cold.
She was born into it, molded by it.
Molded by it.
Molded by it.
Okay, so 3 magic missiles at level 1. It's gonna be 4, 3, and 3, so that is gonna be 7, 10, and another 13 points of force damage.
13 points?
Yep.
Okay.
And she's gonna end her turn lonely, cold, and frozen behind the corner of the pillar.
I love your sex tape.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, Nisa, different.
It's my actual turn, and look at this setup. I can just step right up here and melee.
Hey, how about that?
It's almost like I planned that. Alright, so I'm going to attack it with Booming Blade, even though it can't move, but the fact that I melee attack it means 2 things if I hit. 1, I still have Symbiotic Entity up, because it didn't hit me hard enough with the Cone of Cold. So it's going to take extra damage from that, assuming it's not immune, and then it's also going to take damage from Absorb Elements. So let's attempt to hit it. Let's see, what is my hit mod these days, because it went up a little bit. To hit is... Oh no, it took my... Okay, I just gotta fiddle with this. So that took that away from me. Shit. 1 second, sorry.
Okay.
Every time I level up, the auto sheet doesn't understand scythes, so it's just like, oh, you don't have proficiency in that.
Do you have Shillelagh on?
Yep. I cast Shillelagh last turn. Okay, so yes. So yeah, okay, so it's +7 to attack. I went and fixed it on my sheet, so that's gonna be... So a 21 to hit. So now I will separate these because I don't know if it has resistances or anything.
Yeah, do the attacks seem effective?
What do you mean?
Are the wolves chewing on it actually doing damage, or is it resisting the damage?
It doesn't look like it's resisting it. Yeah, if I haven't said anything about like it's resisting, it's not.
Okay, so the first attack, the first attack is magical slashing damage, and that's going to be 12 points.
Okay.
And then the second bit, this is all one attack, but then the second burst of damage is going to be... Wow, what the fuck, that went way out of the dice box. Let's try that again. I went to roll in the box and just completely missed, and the die just went somewhere. I don't even know. Okay, 5 points of poison damage, if it's not immune. And then it has to take as well. Let me make sure what the damage, okay, it's another d6. It has to take 2 points of cold damage.
2 points?
As the
Booming Blade at level 5, also add another d8.
Oh, right, it does, doesn't it? It does increase the damage. Let me double check how that works. Booming Blade at this level, let's see. At higher levels, let's see, when you reach 5th level, it deals an extra 1d8 thunder damage to the target. God, I'm doing rainbow damage. Okay.
This creature is getting rocked.
5 points of thunder damage. I just did like 5 different elements of damage in one swing.
In one turn, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Multi-attack.
Alright, so that damage has all been put in. Okay.
Alright, and then I only moved 5 feet, so now I'm going to move back again. Actually, I'm going to move, let's see, that was...
No, you get away from my corner.
I'm trying to check on you so I can heal you, goddammit. Stop hiding from me.
Hissing noises.
This is exactly what Overwatch is like. Come to the ledge so I can fucking heal you!
Alright, I'm done.
Healer's job in a nutshell. DPS always out of line of sight.
I'm looking for... like, I don't know you went back there, so, like, in character, I'm like, I saw you go this way, and you were injured, now I'm back here, it's like, where the fuck did you go?
It's the gift.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright. So, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, sounds good. In which case, it is Ripper's turn now.
Alright, it feels like ages ago, but it's all still happening simultaneously. Ronir has...
That's because you have an additional, like 5 wolves to contend
It's
with.
fine. It's
It's
fine.
okay, I'm not gonna cast this spell very often, but it had to be done because we just got it.
Yeah.
had to get this
Ronir-
out of our system early.
Ronir has like kicked this glaive, and like it's happening to be like it's starting to flip upwards. So I'm gonna grab onto it and pick it up, and I'm gonna use this as an improvised weapon and just slam it into this thing's face recklessly.
Okay, go for it.
You don't use the blade. You use the shaft.
And then I
guess
crit.
you got shafted. Oh shit.
He's gonna get fucked up. Let's see. That's
Being mechanically
right.
surrounded.
If you don't play the path, you don't get the shaft.
Oh right, I have to put one of these because we changed how I do my rage damage. More math. Let's see. So that's gonna be 10 points. No, I'm sorry. 12 points of bludgeoning damage, and then double checking. Plus 3, 8 points of cold damage.
12 plus 8. Okay, nicely done.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to try and grapple him from Tavern Brawler.
Okay, go for it.
It's another 17.
Does not work.
Ow.
Hey, I try.
You tried.
I mean, it's effectively grappled. Like,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's
a
wolf
point.
grappled.
it's effectively grappled because moving is a very bad idea right now.
Well, in the meantime, oh no, Isaac has lost video feed.
Hello?
He's
Hello?
still here.
Okay, no, okay, he is still here.
Yeah.
So since the grapple has not worked, I'm gonna try and knock it prone instead.
Why is
So
it
it needs to make more contests, and hopefully I can roll above a 10. Let's see if a 19 will do it.
It does not. What the fuck, video? Why the hell?
Turn
You
your
know
camera
why.
on and off again.
I'm trying. It's not doing anything.
Alright, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, whatever. You just
Yeah,
guys get
just
to
keep
look at the
talking.
top of my head.
Big forehead.
Wait, what? Really?
What? That's
Nothing?
lovely.
We didn't say nothing.
Yeah, it's great. Look great.
Okay. But that will be
Okay.
the end of my turn.
Okay, sounds good.
Nice.
Alright, so it is now the Oni's turn as its flesh begins stitching itself back. It cannot keep up with all of your blows, but that's still good. And Glaveless now, it is going to try to make a strike against you, Ripper, and attempt to get back its glaive, striking out with its claws. Alright. Does a 15 hit?
Yep.
So both are gonna hit. Okay. Let's see here. Got it now. That's 22 points of slashing damage, raging, so that halves it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's 11 points of slashing damage then.
Ooh. It's a good thing you didn't take that kind of cold from earlier.
Alrighty. And yeah, it is going to end its turn there. Rainier, it is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just slightly. I'm going to adjust position here, and I'm going to do. I'm gonna bust a healing word on Ripper.
Rap, rap.
So Ripper, you get 10 points of health back,
Nice.
Excellent.
Sweet heals.
and then for my turn,
Yo. I can't reach.
Yeah, you can. Can you?
and then I'm going to go ahead and attack it myself with my hook sword, doing a flourish. Just one because I used a bonus action to heal.
Okay, so what is the what is the attack roll?
Attack roll is going to be an 18.
18. Okay, that definitely hits. So what is
Okay.
the damage on that?
Let's see. So that's going to be max, almost max on both. So I'm gonna go ahead and rule that the first die is going to be the attack, and the second one is going to be my flourish bonus. So he
Yep.
does 11 points from the main attack, and then 7 from the flourish for a total of 19 slashing damage.
19. Okay.
As Ronier just sort of gets him Mortal Kombat style in the lymph node with the hook.
Nice.
Savage.
Okay.
I also get +7 to my AC until the end of the next turn.
Nice.
What's the total now? 21?
23.
Nice.
Way
yeah,
more
so
than
like
anyone else in the
nothing's gonna
party.
hit you.
Oh,
Um,
Isaac, I forgot I'm reckless. You need to roll and see if it crit me.
Okay. It did not.
Okay.
Okay. So, are you done with your turn, Rainier?
Yes, that's going to be my turn.
Oh, look, my video's back. Nice. Okay, so we're back to the top of the rounds. Everybody get Wolfie.
Yes.
All right.
Alright, have at your wolves.
Oh man, I think I hit it. I got a 17.
Okay, he avoided.
Yeah.
Okay, mine avoided a crit. Mine avoided a crit failure, but it was still a failure.
We're rolling 2 again.
Oh wait.
Yeah. No, I only rolled 1,
Alright.
but pack advantage.
Okay, I don't hit. I hit 1, so that's fine.
I also
Okay.
hit.
So we got 2 hits out of that.
Just 1. Yeah, one each.
Or- Yeah, 1 each. Or with the exception of Daniel. Okay, so there's
Okay.
2 hits, 2 strength saves, please.
Yes, sir.
Bliss.
Yes. Yes, father. Okay. He fails one of them.
He's knocked prone.
He is
Gotta
pulled
get it.
prone by one of the wolves, who bites on his arm and drags him down to the ground. As the other wolf bites on his leg, causing him to lose his balance. Okay, he is now prone. Lillian, my good bitch. Give me that move.
Alright. So, in typical fashion, she goes around the corner where Nisa is not, and she's going to hurl more magic missiles at her.
Yes.
At him.
Yes, girl. I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter.
So, magic missile is going to be 10 points of force damage.
Okay.
Auto hit, sorry. And hide behind the pillar.
I want you to tell me how you end this thing.
With extreme prejudice. So,
Why you gotta be racist to him? You don't
because he's
deserve
blue.
it. we just had this great old lesson about like racism in your
There can
message.
only be one blue here.
All right, so tell me what you do.
She pops out for a second and sort of almost with the force of the magic that she's pulling. He used magic too, so essentially she is pulling the energy of the weave that was cast upon her, stripping off all the ice from her body, and then melding them into sharp sickles of ice in the form of the magic missiles and hurling it back at him, just piercing and rupturing all his body and organs and
Yes,
impaling him.
Yes, Queen. You turn his own magic against him as those icicles pierce through every vital part of his body. And lying on the ground, those icicles sticking out of his chest and abdomen, he tries to push himself up. before falling to the ground. His body suddenly turns incorporeal, turning into a mist as it dissipates into the darkness of the room.
Oh, damn it.
Do I still have a glaive?
You still have a glaive. It is a bit too heavy for you to carry around regularly, you'd think, but you have the glaive and you can grab it and take it where you want.
It's like a larger than human glaive, right?
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is a very big glaive. This is maybe like it's like a 60-pound glaive.
You could.
It's an improvised weapon.
But it's a projectile.
It's basically like a small tree trunk with like a slab of metal attached to the end of it.
Man, the one creature that I would have told Ripper to take its skull, and it disappears.
I'm still looking for Lillian because you keep playing Ring Around the Pillar.
Yeah, I'm still going around, like, I'm approaching the body now.
Damn it! Where did she go?
Alright. So, option here. There is one last test, and while it's probably not going to be like long, it is still us going. Do we want to just do it next week?
I would say add it to next week.
Yeah,
I
because
think
we're
so.
already at 11:40.
Yep.
Alright. Which case, fantastic. Thank you all for coming again. And I hope that was fun for y'all.
That was absolutely fun.
I love using all of your backstories against
That.
Daggers everywhere.
It's okay. You used daggers against us. I used wolves.
He got you there.
I have as
Those wolves did work.
I have as many wolves as you have daggers.
Wait, where did I use the daggers on you again?
Oh, no, traditionally, like, using the player's backstory against them is using a dagger.
Oh,
Like, dagger in the back.
oh, yeah.
You're turning the words of the players against them.
Yes.
That is the most clusterfucky spell, but at this level it's still useful. At higher level, not really.
No, all you need to do is mechanically surround and, like, deplete the economy.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Act like America and deplete the natural resources that are in the area.
Right. There you go.
Word.